Big Mike checking in, Real Talk TV. Hope you guys are blessed, having a great day, afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it is in your part of the world, man. Thanks for tuning into the live. I'm going to allow some folks some time to drop into the chat. In the meantime, let you guys know how my weekend was. I had a great weekend, my wife and I. We took a trip yesterday to Miami, played some Top Golf, man. Y'all know about Top Golf. You already know what it is, man. But yeah, we had a great time. I ate a lot of junk food yesterday, which I'm not proud of because I'm on a diet. But yesterday I kind of, had to live a little, man. So I ate some stuff that I wasn't supposed to be eating, man. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about dieting is that you can have 99 good days. You have a bad day. Don't get discouraged by it. Get back on the horse, man. Keep on going, all right? So if you guys on a diet and then you find yourself being discouraged that you may have had a bad weekend of eating, it's all right, man. Just get back on the grind. But anyway, man, tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys about overcoming lust. Overcoming lust. I'm going to wait for some more folks to drop into the chat. If you're in the chat, let me know who you are and where you're from. We'll get this show rolling. All right? And let me know how you guys this weekend is or was or whatever. Give some folks some time to drop into the chat, man. Yeah, man, but I'm getting back on the grind first thing in the morning, man. Getting back on. Right now I'm keeping a high protein diet, moderate carbs, and very low fat. So no more. I messed up one day, and that's going to be it for me for a while. Because I'm serious about losing weight, man. I'm not playing about that. I got to lose close to 40 pounds. And yeah, it's not going to be easy, but I'm definitely up for the challenge. You guys in the chat, man, let me know who you are, where you from. But anyway, man, I'm talking to you guys tonight about lust because overcoming lust because that's something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of young people, older people. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, young or old. There's people who struggle with lust. I've struggled with it myself in my youth and in my early adult years. That's something that I still have to be aware of. I know what my struggles are. I know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what I can do and what I can't do. In 42 years of life, I kind of figured that out. So, yeah, man, we're talking about overcoming lust tonight. And I want to know you guys' stories as well, man. Anything that you have to share in terms of, any lust issues you have, whether it's, and lust doesn't always have to be about another person. It doesn't have to be about women if you're a guy. It doesn't have to be about men if you're a woman. It can be anything. You can lust for anything. You can lust for position of power. You can lust for material things. You can lust for, anything. It doesn't have to always be sexual. It can be anything. You can lust for anything. So that's what we're talking about tonight, man. You guys in the chat, man, let me know who you are, where you're from, if you care to share that. Ain't nobody dropping no comment into the chat yet, man. What's going on, y'all? Sitting here talking to myself. Dang, holla at me, man. What's good, y'all? But, ooh, cool water. What's good, man? How you doing, family? Thanks for dropping in the chat. But, Mini Dude, what's up, man? Oh, man. Yeah, you did hear a chirp. That freaking. So I took the battery out of my smoke detector, right? And for some reason, it's still going off. I don't know what to do with that thing, man, to be honest with y'all. So y'all please bear with me when it comes to that chirping sound in the background. I took out the 9V battery and we're looking to replace it, but man, I don't know what's going on. It's still doing it. It's still doing it. Yeah, I don't get it, man. So you guys please ignore that as best you can. As I am myself, I got to deal with it, man. It's annoying. It's very annoying. Prince Shiloh, what's happening, Prince? What's going on with you, man? How you doing, family? You look very Sigma. Yeah, I don't really go by those things, but I okay. I mean, I'll accept it, Sigma. Some are, yeah. This joint is trash, man. I don't know what's up with that thing for real. I gotta talk to my landlord about that because I'm like, look, bro, like I've taken out the battery and it's still doing it. But look, whatever. That's not gonna stop the show though. But Prince Shallow says, let me see. Cool Water says might need a replacement of the whole thing, which sounds crazy. Yeah, I might have to talk to him about putting in a new one because again, I took out the battery and it's still doing it. So man, whatever. I'm done with it. It's pissing me off, and yeah, and I'm just yeah. He's gonna have to handle that. Uh, Overcoming lust, nice topic. Yeah, man, we got to talk about that because a lot of people are struggling with that low key. A lot of people are struggling with that low key, and I think the times we living in right now, when it comes to lust, makes it harder to overcome because it's everything is in your face nowadays, man. It's just so much out there now that it's hard to look away from that stuff. You know, you have to be really screwed on tight. You have to really be intact spiritually to overcome a lot of what's going on ahead in this world, man, because everything is in your face now. You even got like you got all of these influences on social media that's disguising themselves as motivational speakers or influencers or whatever, but they're also selling you lust at the same time. Look at some of these women dressing, man. That's coming off as fitness gurus, but they got on nothing. They got on these freaking spandex booty shorts. They don't know anybody. They didn't know anybody looking at no freaking. They didn't know anybody listening to their freaking workout advice. They're there to look at them physically and lust after them. These women know that. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about the women who do that. Let's be real. Hey, first of all, Panhandler, watch your language, man, coming into my chat. And if you don't, I mean, if it's getting on your nerves, man, leave the chat, bro. We ain't doing that, all right? We ain't doing that. It's in my house. I told y'all about it already that I took out the battery and it's still doing it. So, but don't come up in here swearing at me, dog. We ain't doing that, all right? We're not doing that. Get up out of here. Who you think you're talking to? Mike, you hate football, don't you? I don't watch it like I used to. I don't watch it like I used to. I don't really watch sports like I used to, man. I'm getting to a point where I just don't care to like the NBA is my favorite sport. I mean, football is all right. I watch football like during the playoffs, maybe Super Bowl. I watch that, but I can't sit down right now at this stage of my life and watch a regular season football game. It just don't excite me like I used to. The NBA has gotten soft, so I don't watch the NBA like I used to. I watch Steph Curry. That's about it. But yeah, I just don't watch sports like that like I used to, man. Like the sports I'll sit down for now is boxing. Boxing is my favorite sport. Those of y'all who follow me for a while, y'all know that. Um, yeah, I'll watch a good fight, but other than that, you know, you are cool. Hey, thanks, Emily. Might tell me something. All right. Let me see. Prince says, "Oh no, you good, Panhandler. You good, man. Just chill out with that. We don't behave that way on this channel, man. All right. That's all I'm telling you. But thank you for apologizing. You good, bro. Don't even worry about it. Like the stream, y'all. Hey, yeah, like the stream, Mr. Billy. What's up, Billy? How you doing, family? Good. Thanks for dropping in. Cool Water says the people who say that they know how to help others overcome porn addiction. Do you think that it's a scam? No, I don't think all of it's a scam. It's just a matter of what they are relaying out there. You got to really just pay attention to what they're telling you. If they're telling you something, if they are telling you like what sounds like good, soundly wisdom, then yeah, I say some of them are good. You know what I mean? But I think you have to use your discernment with that. Especially those who don't mind telling you their own experiences with it. Anybody can get online and tell you what you need to do to overcome this and that because they know that's what y'all want to hear. But like, see, people like myself, I don't mind sharing my own personal testimonies with this stuff because, in my humble opinion, it just makes it more credible. If I mind being an open book and sharing my struggles with it as well, not just telling y'all stuff just to be telling y'all stuff. That's not how I operate. But those who don't mind sharing their own personal testimonies, I tend to find them a lot more credible than people who just get online and just yapping their gums. You know what I mean? That's just how I think about that. How old are you? Phone Freds asked me. I'm 42. What are your thoughts on the current state of the world? Do you think we are on a path to a world war? Eh, possibly, yeah. I mean, with the way this world is going now, I mean, if you read the Bible says that there'll be rumors of wars in the last days. So it wouldn't surprise me, not one bit. Yeah, but anyway, you guys, hey, also before I get into the topic, because I really want to stay on topic tonight, if you guys got any like side questions you want to ask me that's not pertaining to the topic, you can email me at ask@bigmike.rttv83@gmail.com. And then we can chop it up there. But like, I really want to stay on topic tonight, all right? So matter of fact, let me see if I can drop that in there. Anyway, I don't know how to do that yet. I'll figure it out. Yeah, anyway, I'll figure it out at some point. But ask Big Mike RTTV83@gmail.com if you want to ask me anything that's not pertaining to the subject. But we want to stay on subject tonight, all right? I know sometimes we can kind of go left and go, whatever. But I really want to stay on topic because I know a lot of people want to talk about this. So when it comes to overcoming lust, right? Again, this is something I struggled with a lot in my youth, in my 30s. I'm 42 now, so I've simmered down with that a lot. But I still have to, even as a married guy, I still have to be cognizant of what I do, where I go, what I watch, et cetera, et cetera. Because first off, let's just keep it real. Lust starts with what you watch, your eyes. The Bible says the eyes are the window, what did it say? The light of the body is the eye. So whatever enters your eyes, your body processes. I'm not really trying to like break it down and be all biblical. I'm just saying like basically lust starts with what you look at, what you watch. What you watch, you then begin to process thoughts, and those thoughts eventually become actions if you continue to water them. So you have to be aware of what you're watching. You have to be aware of where you're going. And one of the things I realized as I got older is that I could not put myself in situations that would entice me to be lustful. You got to guard yourself against that. That's the only way you can overcome lust because you're always going to be battling lust while you're in this flesh. Your flesh wants to lust after other people. Your flesh wants to lust after things, but it takes spiritual discipline to overcome lust. And you got to pray about that for real. You have to pray about like overcoming lust because you cannot do that alone. Trust me. You cannot do that alone. You need God for that. And if you don't believe in God and you in this chat, hey, I hope that you eventually do come to believe. But, you know, like I said, man, like this world is crazy. We have everything in our face now. We have access to like porn on our phones. We got access to, provocative dressed women on freaking social media, all types of stuff. We got everything. You go to the gym, women are dressing provocative, man, wearing booty shorts, not even dressing appropriate just to work out. So lust is all over the place. The conduits for lust is all over the place. And you have to just be on guard. Know what you can and cannot handle. Know yourself. That's why I tell you guys to study yourself. Know yourself. Know what you can and cannot do. I know I can't go in certain situations. I can't put myself in certain situations. I can't watch certain sites. Actually, I put a freaking blocker on my phone. I put what you call those things? My goodness, it's basically a porn blocker I put on my phone. Just so I don't even if I thought about that, my my phone will remind me, no, we ain't watching that. So I'm just saying you gotta do stuff like that, man. And I get it, especially if you're single. Lust is really hard to overcome because let's be real, we sexual beings, men and women. Unless something wrong with you, all men and women love sex. I mean, unless you like I said you got a problem, but when you single, that's something that you really have to be on guard about, man. Because boy, I know how that gets when you single, and you don't have no outlet. You don't have nobody laying next to you that you can express yourself with in that way. Um, you're more tempted to go to places that maybe you shouldn't go because you got to scratch that itch. And I get it. It's really tough to deal with, you know. So that's why I told you guys, man. You guys definitely need to stay prayed up. You need God for that. And you have to cut off things that's causing you to lust. You know, you cannot keep putting yourself in situations and keep doing things that's going to entice you to lust and then say you want to overcome it. Like, for example, the Bible says to, if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and cast it away from you. Now, that's not literally it's not literally saying cut your hand off. Or if your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you. Now, is Christ saying literally pluck out your eye? No, he's not saying to dismember yourself, but he's saying that in a figurative sense that if something is causing you to sin in that way, you got to cut that off. You know, and our phones, it can be your phone, man. Like a lot of us spend a lot of times on our phones, me included. I spend a lot of time on my phone, which is one thing I have to get better at. I got to get better at spending so much time on my phone. There's more things to do in my life than just be on my phone as much as I do. When I'm at work, especially, oh my goodness, I'm on my phone way too much. But that is one of the main channels for the lust that we have in today's society. The phone, man, because there's so much out there. There's so much on social media. There's so much on these sites that people watch, et cetera, man, that is enticing you to lust more and more and more. And it's just not healthy, man. Too much phone is not healthy. You guys like the chat, man. If you ain't hit the like button yet, show some support, man, all right? Please hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I would like to know you guys' testimony as well, man. Share with me you guys' stories as well when it comes to overcoming lust. We can learn from each other. Prince Shiloh says, I saw a video where this Christian dude on Facebook was looking, where this AI girl was telling young men how she can look like their gym crush and a bunch of crap. It was low-key creepy. Man, AI is a dangerous, dangerous thing, man. I can't stand it personally. It's going to be the detriment of a lot of people here in the near future, man. It's already becoming that, I think. Cool Water says, I can't even open YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, or TikTok without seeing female booty. Facts. Facts, man. It's all over the place and these women know what they're doing, man. Those women who do that, they know exactly what they're doing. They're disguising themselves as, like I said, influencers. They're cooking in the kitchen with booty shorts on. They're doing all this stuff and then trying to say that, oh, they're influencing. Influencing what? Ain't nobody looking at no freaking no recipe that come on, let's be real here. I've seen those on freaking Instagram where some girl's wearing some crazy stuff, got her booty all out, and then she's cooking. And then you read the comments and people be like, ain't nobody looking at that damn food? You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what they're doing. Let's not play stupid here, man. They know what they're doing. And you guys, if you guys are in the comment section, man, supporting that stuff, please stop supporting it. Because that's another thing that I said once before in my other videos, that these women will stop doing this type of stuff when men stop supporting it. It's the simps that keeps this stuff going. These women who do this stuff, they know there's going to be a simp out there that's going to praise them and freaking lust after them and drool all over them, hoping that they get some attention from this girl. And she's getting freaking 10,000 other dudes lusting after her the same way. So she's not going to pay you no attention, bro. Leave it alone. You don't got to comment on her. If you see her, okay, she look nice, so cool. Keep it moving. Keep scrolling. Don't even worry about that. Leave her alone. She's not there for you. That girl get attention all freaking day long. And you think because you dropped her a freaking donation or you sent her some extra attention or you DM'd her, she gonna holler at you? Nah, man. Nah, bro. Leave it alone. Cool Water says, Big Mike, if we are discussing lust, can you speak to how many marriages and relationships crash all because a man can't get around the fact that he can't stop looking and lusting for sexy harlots? Yeah, see, here's the thing, Cool Water. When it comes to guys who are married that cannot get that out their head, they can't get out the way, and I've been there, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me keep it all the way 100 with y'all. This is why I don't mind coming on here. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, you can judge me all you want to. Not you, Cool Water. I'm just saying in general. Like, I don't mind being an open book, you know. And when it comes to me being married, I got married when I was 39 years old. I'm 42 now, about to be 43. But I got married a little later in life. So I've had ways about me that I didn't realize was a problem until I got married. Like, I didn't really realize it was a real problem. So I had to like really check myself. I had to check myself, man. And again, it goes back to studying yourself, sitting down with yourself, and understanding that if you married, man, you gotta move different, bro. Like, even like the Bible is very serious. When Christ said that, like, to lust after another woman is considered adultery in the heart, that cuts deep. That cuts really deep, man, because people think that actually sleeping with that person is adultery. No, when you yearn for another human being other than your spouse, when you are trying to plan it in your mind and within yourself, how do you want to sleep with this person? Now, I'm not saying that you can't look at other people and say, okay, well, they're attractive, because you're not blind. Even if you're married, you're not blind. You're gonna see other attractive people in the world. Let's keep it 100 here. But when when you cannot get that out of your head and you gotta stare at other people and look them up and down, you picturing think what you would do to them in your mind and in your heart, and then you trying to devise a plan of action for that to take place. That's a problem. You know, so you have to really study yourself, man, before you get married. You have to check yourself before you get married, because once you get married, it's game over, man. It just hit different when you get married, bro. Lusting as a single person and lusting as a married person is two totally different things. It's both of them are bad. Don't get me wrong. Both of them are bad, but it just hits you different when you married. When you single, you don't really think about it. You just be like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. At least that's what you tell yourself. I'm supposed to be doing that because I'm single. I can do whatever I want. But I think in that we're deceiving ourselves, because it still corrupts you at the end of the day. Because once you finally find somebody you like, now you dealt with so much lust in your life, man. It's going to be hard to shake all of that. And like I said, I know it was hard for me. It was hard for me when I first got married to shake that old mentality, because I had that for so long. For so long. I did that for over 30 years of, lusting after women and being single and dating and doing what I wanted. And I got married and it was like, yo, this is different. And I told you guys who watch my channel, I did not have a blueprint to being married. Nobody in my family was married like that. I had a couple in my family, but we weren't close to them. The people I was close to, none of them were married. So I didn't really have a blueprint on how to conduct myself in a marriage. I didn't have a blueprint on what I should and should not do. I just thought, okay, well, I'm a man. I should be looking at other women like most men think. That's wrong. You can look at women. You're going to see women, but lusting after them is a whole different thing, man. You got to really be on guard for that. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody, okay, they're attractive, keep it pushing. It's that look back that gets us in trouble. So you see a woman with some big hips, and as soon as she walk past you, you doing all of that. You're doing this right here. That is what gets you in trouble. Not the initial look of, okay, she's cute or whatever, and you keep it pushing. It's when you look again, or you look maybe a few seconds too long, then you start thinking stuff. then your mind starts working. Man, I wonder if I can get that. I wonder if I still got it if you married. That's a dangerous game to play, man. That's a dangerous game to play. So it comes down to really knowing yourself, man. Like I told you guys all the time, and I will keep on beating it into your head. Take time out with yourself, man. Those quiet moments you spend with yourself to get to study yourself and really know yourself on a different level, that helps you out in moments like that. You get to know, okay, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what I can do, what I can't do, situations I can put myself in, and situations I'm gonna have to run from because I already know if I stay here too long, I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna regret later on. You got to really know yourself, man. And I made a video, y'all, that I'm gonna put out here shortly about work wives and work husbands. That job will get you in trouble a lot too, man. If there's somebody at your job that you look at and like, oh, they cute or whatever, and you married or got a girlfriend or you in a serious relationship, man, look, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Hillary says, guard your senses. 100%. Guard your senses, man. Cool Water says, bro, Mike, you have some men living life on the down low, and they're lusting for men. That's crazy work. You have some men living life on the down low, and they're lusting after males and females. And to me, that's just spells a marriage or relationship just begging to be destroyed. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. It's bad enough to be lusting after the opposite sex, man, but boy, look, to be lusting after the same sex and the opposite sex, that is crazy. That's a sexual deviant, man. That's somebody who just is totally out of control. You lusting for men and women? God dog, man. Crazy work. That's just, ugh. Dang. Like, bro, oh man, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, and you right. They begging for that to be destroyed. Cool Water says, Mike, tell me more about these blockers and detractors. I'm sorry, Cool Water. You kind of got. I'm a little lost in your comment there, bro. Let me. I don't mean to like skim over yours, man, but I got to catch up here. I know I was doing a lot of rambling. Prince Shiloh says, I hate when they wear those black jogging pants. Man, they know what they're doing. Again, like I said, these women are doing that because they know that people out there simping over it, they're lusting after it. And again, I tell you guys, the reason why they're doing this is because guys are out there supporting it. The minute that guys stop supporting this stuff and they get themselves together, they know how they get themselves together and how they act towards women. These women will stop doing it when they see it's not working anymore. The devil is using these women out here. I'm telling y'all, man, these so-called baddies or these influencers, Satan is using these women to take down the man. He's using the women to get to the man. Once the man who is supposed to be the head over the woman, once he crumbles, once he breaks, then what kind of society will we have? A bunch of weak men that can't control their lust. That's a dangerous place to be in. Dangerous place to be in. And I don't care who don't like it, man. Leave the chat. I really don't care because this has to be said, man. I am sick and tired of looking on social media, looking on whatever, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all this stuff, and these women are all out here doing the same thing. Not all of them. Let me correct myself. Not all women are out here doing that. Some women out there are keeping it respectful. They're dressing modest. They're respecting their marriages and relationships. God bless those women. But those women out here who are literally dressing half naked just to get some likes, clicks, and views, man, they're causing a lot of men to fall. Because a lot of men out here are frustrated sexually. Let's keep it real. A lot of men out here, they don't know how to deal with these women anymore because these women are out here running rampant, doing all kind of wild stuff. A lot of men out here frustrated. So guess what? A lot of men don't even approach women anymore. They just lust over them from their cell phone or from their laptop. Cool Water says, I hate looking at these female tight clothes and leggings. shaking A or A and T's because I can't sample the goods and to I know it's not right to just be glaring away at these types of women. I will never see you or get in person if I did see them. All it is lust craving nonsense. Exactly. That's all it is. That's all it is. Hillary says AI is truly evil. Yes, it is, man. I can't stand it. Society is going to take a wicked turn with AI. I'm telling you. And it's already started. It's already started. It's just going to get worse. Everything that comes out is seemingly harmless eventually takes a turn and is used for wickedness. Like social media. Social media, when it first came out, when it first hit the market, people weren't doing the stuff they're doing now. Like back in 2009, when Facebook really started popping off and taking off, people were not posting that type of stuff on Facebook back then. 2009, 2010, they were not doing that. Facebook was a place where you came to interact with family, catch up with old friends from school and things like that. Nowadays, it's just a channel for lust. That, Instagram, X, all that, Twitter, whatever that crap is, all of that, man. Dead man says, did I just hear a beep? Like, seriously, no BS or disrespect. Yeah, you heard a beep. I've been telling y'all, I mean, obviously you new to the chat, man. So yeah, this smoke detector of mine, I took out the battery, tried to change it, but for some reason I took out the battery and it's still doing that. So I might have to replace the whole thing, I guess. Prince Charlotte says, I saw even one where this Hispanic girl from my graduating class was shaking her booty in front of the camera and she got over 1,000 likes, I think. Sorry for the language, sir. No, you good. You good, Prince. Yeah, man. Again, that's what's that's what people are into now. People are just man. I mean, it's sad, man. It's really sad to see the amount of people that's on social media. It's like literally selling their souls for likes, clicks, and views and fame. Like that's something that I personally I vow to never do. I just don't care, bro. Like I'm never going to sell my soul for no likes, clicks, and views. I'm never going to get on here and act ignorant. I'm not going to get on here and talk loud and yell and act stupid just so people can pay attention to me. If you don't like my calm tone of voice, if you don't like how I operate, you don't have to watch. I don't give a damn. I just don't care. And I'm not going to ever sell my soul for fame on social media. I'm never going to do that. That's just not me. I don't care that much. I don't. You know, subscribers is great. People who love your channel and love what you do is great. All that stuff is cool. But at the expense of me compromising myself, yeah, I'm not doing that. And unfortunately, we got a lot of people out here that is doing that because, yeah, it's just crazy. Um, Print says double tap, everybody double taps the screen, double tap the screen and show support for Big Mike. I'd appreciate that, y'all. If y'all can hit the like button, if y'all watching and y'all enjoying the content, please hit the like button. If you don't enjoy it, cool. If you don't hit the like button, hey, I ain't got nothing against you, but I would appreciate if you hit the like button, please, y'all. Hit the like button, man. And it's not for my ego, all right? Y'all sometimes act like y'all know what this is about. The like button helps the video get pushed to more viewers so other people can see it. It's not so I can feel better about myself when I go to bed at night because I'm gonna sleep good regardless. It's just so other people can see the content so YouTube can push it out. Let me help your boy out, man. Dang, that's crazy, man. Y'all just not hitting the like button at all. But whatever, man. We can keep the show going. I'm not gonna let that stop me. Dead man saying I liked, appreciate you. Phone Fred says, is deep loneliness the cause of lust? Yeah, well, yeah and no. I think that it depends on the person because it don't matter how lonely you are. If your character is strong and your spirit is strong, it doesn't matter if you're alone or not. You're not going to be lusting like that. It doesn't matter. I don't. But I think that being lonely definitely can, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It can definitely contribute to being lustful because you are longing for something that you don't have at the moment. But again, if you are strong in spirit, you're strong in mind. Doesn't matter if you're with somebody or not. If you're not gonna lust, you're not gonna lust. But being lonely definitely doesn't help in some cases. Some people, I think, need. Let's just be real. Some people just cannot be alone for too long. I used to be like that. I could not be alone for a long time when I was younger. Now, as I gotten older, I don't really care that much. I mean, I love my wife. I'm cool with being, to myself. I'm cool with not being in certain places. But when I was younger, I definitely needed to be around environments and be around people. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, loneliness definitely can contribute. Prince says, I think so. Phone Fred, that's certainly a factor of it. Yeah, like I said, it plays a part. But at the end of the day, it still depends on the person. Dead Man says, I shouldn't have said anything. Sorry. Yo, Dead Man, what's up, man? Like, just keep it positive, man. You don't got to keep apologizing, man. Like, what you got going on? I see that your comment got removed a couple of times. But yeah, man, like, please disregard the beeping. Sorry about that, y'all. My next live stream, I'm not going to have that in the background, promise. Cool Water says, Mike, one of the few guy friends I have, he told me he uses X and Twitter for his porn, fun, and indulgence. Pray for the brother. And see, that reminds me, Cool Water. If you're talking about avoiding lust and wanting to overcome lust, here's another thing that you have to do to make it easier for yourself to overcome it, man. You have to stay away from those people who lust. You are who you hang around. If you're trying to overcome lust and you got somebody who's always putting stuff in your face, they're always trying to tempt you to go to the strip club or go to this place where there's going to be a whole bunch of women dressing crazy, then you got to cut off those types of people, man. You got to let them know, hey, I'm trying to walk in another direction. I'm not trying to go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, be better in this area of my life. And so that's not going to be ideal for me. Your company is very important as well when you're talking about overcoming lust. Like, for example, when I was hanging out all the time, doing what I was doing before I got married, I hung out with people who wanted to do the same things I was doing. So I wasn't seeing it. I hung out with other guys who wanted to chase women on the weekends like I did. So it blinded me. But once I got married and I was saying, okay, I got to move different, I started hanging around people who were more, Christ-minded. They love God and stuff like that. Um, and I've been noticing that as I've been doing that, that stuff doesn't cross my mind anymore at all. I don't think about going to no clubs. I don't think about going to no strip clubs. I don't think about going anywhere that's going to entice me to lust. I just don't. It just stopped. I definitely prayed about that a lot over the years. But when it came to my company, I had to change my company. My company was very, oh man, I used to hang around some characters, man, and they all wanted to drink and go to this place, go to that place, and it's like, okay, I can't live like this anymore. So your company is very important. What you do in your alone time, man, the stuff that you do in your alone time is very important. You gotta stay away from things that's going to entice you to lust, man. Stay off those porn sites. I know it's hard, trust me. Having a smartphone does not make it easy to overcome lust, man, because it's a simple push of a button that you can be watching all these girls wearing nothing. It's very easy. It's very easy. And if you feel like you just can't do it, man, pray about it and put that phone down. Leave your phone home sometimes. When you go somewhere, maybe leave your phone at home. Or if you are in your bedroom or something and you about to go to sleep, man, use a manual alarm clock and put that freaking phone in the living room or something like that. Because when you laying down, that's when it hits you a lot of times. When you about to go to sleep, and you having a restless night. Oh, let me watch some porn, rub one out, and then go to sleep. Let's keep it a buck here. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Let's be keeping it all the way real in this conversation. That's how it gets you right there when you are alone. It hits you like a ton of bricks when you are alone, man. That's when you really got to be on guard for that type of stuff. Prince says, because there's been girls I've lusted after before, like in school and stuff, and sometimes when I've had to interact with them face to face, I get nervous to feel guilty and I want to avoid eye contact. Because you done thought about, you had to think, rethink what you was thinking about them in your head. You probably looking at them like, this girl has no idea what I was just doing to her in my mind last night. I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you, Prince. But yeah, be like that. Be like that. I'm gonna tell y'all another funny story, man. So even when I was in church a couple of times, not the church I go to now, my wife and I, but when I was single, long before I got married, I was stationed in Virginia. And I'll never forget this, man. I'm telling you, this was the craziest thing I've ever experienced when it came to lust in the church. Blew my mind. But anyway, I had a coworker that invited me to a service in Virginia Beach when I was stationed out there at the time. This was maybe 2012 or something like that. And I'm like, all right, let me go. Because at the time I wasn't going to church at all. So I'm like, let me just go check it out, blah, blah, blah. I went to this church, man, and I immediately thought to myself, while I'm sitting there in that service, I'm like, there's no way I can attend this church. No way. It was just too much going on. The stuff these women were wearing, I'm telling you, bro, it looked like they were about to hit the club right after that service. I'm so serious, man. I'm looking around like, man, there's no way in hell I can do this, man. And then I was a lot younger in 2012. I was 29 years old, in the prime of my going out and doing the things I was doing. Man, I couldn't do it. No way. No way. I left that service, and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm never going back there. And then the craziest part that really stuck with me is that after the service, these people is out in the lobby, all these young people in their 20s. Not only were they dressed crazy, but they are dancing in the lobby to Cupid Shuffle. Y'all remember that? To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. That song that they play in the club all the time. They was playing that in the lobby at this church, and then people was literally twerking in the freaking lobby, dog. When I saw that, I walked out of there with a quickness. I damn near ran out of there. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. They ain't about to get me. Not today, Satan. Hell no. And I left. Never came back. That was crazy. In church. Oh my goodness, man. But anyway. Dead Man says, I removed them because I don't want you to think I meant anything disrespectful. I apologize. It was purely just notice, it was all. No, Dead Man, you good, bro. You good, man. You good, man. You good, bro. And you said you subscribed, Dead Man. Appreciate you, man. Salute to you, bro. Hope you stick around for a long time. Thanks for that. All right. Prince says, temptation always knocks at our door, but it's our choice whether we let that lust spirit to enter the house. Exactly. And I told y'all, man, like, it comes when you are most vulnerable, man. When you are alone at your place, about to go to sleep or whatever the case is, when you're alone, man, that's when it comes after you. And you got that phone in your hand, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you cannot sleep. All of a sudden, you're watching stuff you shouldn't be watching. And then the same thing hits you. It hits you the same way every time. You're watching stuff you shouldn't be watching. You're sitting there, you rub one out, and then you feel guilty afterwards. You're like, man, I just can't overcome this. I'm telling you, man, do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. Like, get that phone out of your hand, man. Put it in another room or something and get you a freaking alarm clock, like an actual alarm clock. Buy you one from a store, put that by your bedside and stop using that phone. That phone, if you notice that, if you realize that you cannot get that thing out of your hand, you cannot leave it alone, then you need to maybe part ways with that thing sometimes. It's okay to put the dang on phone down sometimes, man. I know it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I struggle with it too when it comes to being on my phone too much. I got to catch myself with that. Like, yo, no, let me put this phone down and read a book, or let me put this phone down and do something productive. I get it. The phone is very, very addictive, but we got to be on guard against that. El Padrino says, good evening, all. Hey, what's up? Thanks for dropping in. Cool Water says, Mike, this is probably the wrong place to admit this, bro, but I used to sneak off with my phone in all kinds of places watching freaky films. I knew it was wrong because I used to feel ashamed after. Man, a lot of us did that before, bro. You ain't alone. That's the thing about this channel, man. This channel is called Real Talk TV, Cool Water. Real talk, man. We having real talk. Let's keep it all the way real. A lot of us watch porn at work. We watch porn in all kind of places, man. Like if you being real with yourself, if you watch porn in your life, you watch porn in all kind of places, man. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. You watch videos you shouldn't be watching in all kind of places. Let's keep it 100 here. You ain't the only one, dog. Trust me. Cool Water says, me and my cousin, we used to only go to churches to find baddies and hotties with bodies. I know we was too wrong, but back then it was hella right to do. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. There was this girl, I remember when I'm gonna tell this story. I know, I hope my wife don't see this, but if she do, she don't care, because my wife know how I lived before I met her, so I'm good with my wife. But I'm saying before I got married, long time ago, when I was maybe 21 years old, there was this girl in my church that I liked a lot. Like, I really liked her a lot, man. This girl used to, oh my goodness, man. I used to go to church, and I hate to admit this, but I used to go to church. Now, I was so in love with this girl in my head. I didn't go to church even to like focus on the word. I went to the church to look at her and try to holler at her. That girl was so bad back in the day. Thick legs, everything, blah, blah, blah. Just the type of woman I liked back then. Man, this woman one time, she wore this freaking outfit in church that she had no business wearing. I'm not gonna lie. And I already liked her, and I saw this stuff, and I'm just looking at her. Next thing you know, I caught a Woody in church, bro. I felt so ashamed of myself. I did. I felt so ashamed of myself. It's like, yo, I can't believe I had those dirty thoughts in my mind at church. But I'm not gonna lie, the stuff she was wearing, I know I wasn't the only one in there. I know the deacons even was looking like, dang, like that's kind of crazy. But hey, man. But I used to go there to try to holler at her, and we went out a couple times, but it just didn't work out. But yeah, man. Just ask God to forgive you, bro. You be all right, bro. You good, man. I know what they say too. The common saying is that a lot of freaks go to church, and boy, look, I hate to say it, but that's really true. That's really true. And we shouldn't be going there for that, but that's just how it is, man. I don't know why. Cool Water says Cupid Shuffle ain't no church song. Exactly. That's why it blew my mind. I walked out of there like, yo, what the heck is going on out here, man? Like, this is crazy. I could not believe what I was looking at. These people are out there literally twerking to Cupid Shuffle in the lobby of that church. I said, there's no way. And it was a young church too. At the time I was 29 years old. Most people who went there looked like they was from 19 to 26. It was a very young church, and all these young girls, these young women were just dressed all kind of crazy. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't be here because it's gonna turn me out. I knew a church like that was gonna turn me out, bro. With what they was wearing up in there. I'm telling you, it was bad, real bad. That pastor, whoever that pastor was, should be ashamed of himself for even allowing that in there. If he called that a church, he should be ashamed of himself, for real. It was terrible. That church will cause, well, that's not even a church, but that place would cause a lot of young men to stumble. A lot of young men to stumble. Dead Man says, plan to stick around and wife keeps me in check. Yeah, man, same with mine. Prince Shallow says, I have a confession to make. There's this guy named Makai, and I go to his live streams and I ask him questionable things you could say, and he always tells me you can't deny your wants or desires. That's why you should be careful who you listen to, because that sounds like detrimental advice right there, or a word, or what he's telling you. Yeah, you have to deny yourself sometimes. You have to, because if we give our flesh everything it wanted, with our flesh and satiable appetite, we'll destroy ourselves, man. You can't just give your flesh everything it wants. You have to deny yourself sometimes with certain things, especially stuff that you know is detrimental for you. It's going to hurt you in the long run. You got to deny yourself stuff like that. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to whatever that person told you. Do not listen to that, Prince. America Stuff said, just wanted to say thank you for your content. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated, man. Thank you for appreciating us. Yeah. Like I said, I'm humbled and honored by you guys make comments like that. You know, just feeling like something I put out there helps somebody else in any way just humbles me so much, man. So thank you. You guys who are in the chat, please hit the like button. If you hit the like button yet, please hit the like button for your boy, man. I would appreciate that. I know some of y'all be forgetting, and it's all good, but I would appreciate it if y'all do. Antoine says, I did that a few times myself. Did what exactly, Antoine? I know it's reference to something I said, but remind me, like, what'd you do? Dead Man says, I hate to admit it, but I watch too porn, evil. Man, most men have, man. Don't feel, I mean, look, there's forgiveness in God, bro. That's all I can tell you. There's forgiveness in God. You know, you just let him know, hey, I messed up. I stumbled with this a lot. I struggled with X, Y, and Z. You know, please take this out of my heart, Lord. Create me a clean heart, and he'll work with you, man. God will work with you. You just got to confess it, and you'll be okay. You know, a lot of us have stumbled and we struggle with that. A lot of us have. You know, and because then the thing about this, man, here's another thing, y'all. When I was struggling with lust really, really bad, I'm talking about bad. Like, it was so bad for me at one point, man. Like, I used to live for the weekends. I used to live for the weekends. Before I got married and settled down, I used to live for the weekends, man. I had to be out every Friday, Saturday. Even during the week, I would go out like 4 days a week. I'd go out on like Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays, sometimes Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I went out all the time. And I used to just chase women. I lusted after so many women. And I had to think about where that came from, you know, the roots of that, you know, growing up where I grew up and my older influences at the time when I was a kid that planted those seeds in my mind early, you know, and it took a long time for me to get that out of my mind, you know, to overcome that. Dude, I used to be roommates with my cousin, my older cousin, back when I was a kid, right? I might have been like 9, 10 years old, and he's 8 years older than me, so he's like 16, 17, and he used to put like these. Y'all remember Jet magazines that had the Beauty of the Week in the center of the magazine? He used to take all those out the magazines, and he had them all over the wall. Like he would only take out the Jet Beauty of the Week, and he would just tape them all over the wall, all over our room. So I'm like 10 years old watching this stuff. I'm just seeing it. I'm like, oh man, blah, blah, blah. And those seeds got planted in me early, man. So yeah, once I got of age, I just kind of went crazy, you know, and thank God for his grace and mercy, man. But, you know, I eventually got to see the error in my ways and how I needed to stop doing that type of stuff, man. Because there's no way I could still be married right now if I was still living that type of lifestyle and if I still had that same mindset. So it can be done, man. It just takes some work on your part to know what you cannot indulge in and what you should not indulge in, and cut yourself off from that stuff, man. Stop going to places where you're going to be enticed to lust. Stop hanging around people who's going to entice you to lust. If you know that you maybe, when you get to drinking, maybe you start doing stuff, then take a look at that, man. Maybe you got to cut back on that alcohol or stop drinking alcohol. Whatever it is, man, look at the root cause of why this stuff is happening and then cut it off at the root, man. You got to cut it off at the root because that tree has blossomed and it's brought forth fruit that's not pleasing to you. It's not pleasing. That fruit is an ugly fruit to have, that fruit of lust, a lustful spirit. You got to cut it off at the root. That's a lot of work, man. Trust me, I know. And like I said, especially in today's time we living in, because you can't go outside, you can't scroll on your phone, you can't go anywhere or do anything barely without seeing that stuff nowadays in today's society. That's why I don't even like going to the gym like that no more, man. Like I don't even go to the gym. I work out outside. I get my own equipment. I don't know if I even want to go to the gym anymore, man, because it's gotten so bad. So it's like, yo, these women are damn near naked in the gym now. Like like what the heck, man? I'm just there to work out. I'm not there to freaking see all this stuff, man. And you can't help it. It's right there in front of you. But whatever, man. I digress. Dead man says, I went to church for a girl, bro, but heard the word and got right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. America stuff. I see your comment, man. You crazy. You crazy, man. Dead man, married 5 years. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I haven't, ow, shoot. My bad, y'all. I think my daggone toe almost came. Sometimes I feel my big toe snaps out of place, man. I feel like my big toe snapped out of place just now. Married 5 years. That's what's up. I was with my wife now for almost 5 years. Married for almost four, but we've been together for five almost. Bad name, I know, but the dead in my name is the sin. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear it, bro. God bless you, man. Prince Shallow says, what do you recommend I can put on my phone to avoid getting any bad porn websites again because I do not want to go back. I heard exercise and other things can help. So I forgot how to do it exactly, man. But you can Google it, bro. Like go to like Google how you put up like the pop-up blockers or the porn blockers on your phone, and it will show you how to like block those websites. I think it's like called Safe Search or something like that or whatever. I mean, it's something like that. But you can program your phone in your settings to not allow you to go on websites, and it won't allow you to go on any websites now unless you turn it off, of course. But if you're serious about that, then put that on your phone. Put on your safe search settings on your phone so that you cannot access those websites. Yeah, exercising definitely helps. You know, getting that release from that, finding other outlets for sure. Prince says the guy Kai, like he's like 27, 28 years old. He's very inappropriate, but at the same time, he seems like a nice guy. I just have to stop going to his streams, I guess. Going to be hard, but mm, I mean, if you feel like you gaining something from watching, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know who this person is, but you know, if he's telling you stuff that you know deep down, it's like, nah, I don't think I should be listening to that. If it's more bad than good that you're getting from that, then I would say, yeah, definitely stop. Because you're not going to agree with everything anybody says. I don't care how much you like them. You might watch this channel. You don't agree with everything I say, I'm sure, you know, but, you know, do you get more positivity or do you learn more than, than anything on that channel? Or do you feel like most of what you learn on there is to your detriment? So that's something that you have to just kind of weigh out, you know, when it comes to watching people. Antoine Jackson says, watch corn in public. Yeah, yeah. A lot of us have done that before. Trust me. Dead Man says, was a meth addict for 10 plus years and glued to porn, but wife and God got me right. Man, dang. Got clean on my own, no help but God. Man, salute to you, Dead Man, bro. Salute to you, man. You sound like you got a testimony, my guy. Antoine Jackson says, them tight pants are everywhere. Facts, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. It's really bad here where I live at in South Florida, man. I'm telling you, man, like even I don't care whether you're married or not, bro. You gotta just have your head screwed on tight when you go out here in the world, man. 'Cause the stuff you see, bro. I remember I was downtown one time. I seen this girl. I mean, whatever, riding her bicycle on literally a string bikini, bro. Like her whole stuff was out, just riding the bicycle down. I'm like, what the hell? Like, bro, it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy out here, bro. Crazy work. I'm like, dang, people are just getting more and more comfortable wearing next to nothing nowadays, man. I would never, but if I had a daughter, boy, I wish my daughter would, boy, I swear. That'd be the day that my daughter gonna see a side of me that she hoped to never see again. I wish my daughter would try that with me. Boy, look, if you ever think you're going out the house looking like that, you're gonna learn some freaking respect in this house. I wish my daughter would, if I had a daughter. Derek Valdez. Oh. Hey, y'all, we got a perfect person in the comment section here. All right, Mr. Perfect Derek. Congratulations to you. Well, you want a cookie or something? This dude said, I've never lusted after anyone. Y'all should be ashamed. Man, get out of here with your corny self, man. What are you talking about? Like, you come here to say that, I never lusted after anybody in my life. Well, good for you. But, I mean, this ain't the stream for you then. We talking to people who this can relate to. So if this ain't for you, then you can exit left, bro. What are you talking about? I mean, even if you don't struggle with lust, you struggle with something in your life before, unless you're perfect. Unless you're perfect, right? Cornball coming in talking. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. Shut up. Dead Man says, I do have testimony, but gotta get to know you first. Hey man, that's what's up. Just keep on following, bro. And you know what I'm saying? We'll definitely grow closer the more I see your name in the comments and you watch the content and we can link up. You can email me. Whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat, bro. Prince Shallow says, we got a saint over here, fellas. Exactly. Like, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I've never in my life. Man, how old are you? How old are you, bro? Sound like some kid. That might be some kid or something. If you a grown man and you never ever lusted in your life, never, you different. That's all I'm gonna say. You different. He's either a liar or a monk. I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Camerini says, I be fighting demons. Well, we've all had those in our life, man. Most of us have anyway, if not all of us. The only one who can overcome a demon is the Spirit of God, man. We ain't strong enough to fight no demons on our own, bro. I'm telling you. Believe me, I tried before in my youth when I was stupid enough to believe that I could do it on my own, and I couldn't. We need God, man. We need God. He's the only one who can overcome a demon. The Spirit of God, that's it. We are no match for a demon or the devil. We ain't no match for him, man. Nico, what's happening, Nico, man? My guy, Nico, Man, you're a moderator, man. Nico be, yeah, man. You be freaking, yeah, man. Nico be coming through. What's up, man? Hey, you guys who ain't hit the like button yet, man? Hit the like button for your boy, man. I'd appreciate that, man. Hit the like button, y'all. Come on, man. Stop doing me like that, man. All right? Look out for your boy, man. Uh, da, 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 Ty Cena says, I'm going to remain single forever. Um, why? Why, Ty? Why you say that? Is that by choice? I mean, what's going on with you, man? Talk to us. Nico says, "What's yeah, I already acknowledge you, Nico. What's good, boy?" Cool Water says, "Mike Tyson needs his spirits lifted." Yeah, I see that, man. Dang. Cody Keenan says the devil is a liar. Oh, you best believe it. Yes, he is. Cool Water says Derek just wants to be different in reality. He probably has a lot of transgressions that he doesn't want to admit on air. Exactly. Exactly. People who like to come through here acting perfect, man, they be the ones with the most issues, bro. I swear. They be having the most issues, man. Tell me, well, I've never done anything like that. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I've never in my life because I'm morally perfect. I've never sinned in my life, and you guys need Jesus. Like, man, shut up. Oh my goodness, man, I can't stand them people, man. I don't mind getting on here and telling y'all I'm a flawed human being. I've made mistakes in my life, and you know what? All of us have. All of us have. Ain't no need for me to get on here and say I never made no mistakes. I've never done nothing wrong. I've never done this. I'll be lying. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, more than I can count. That's why I can give so much life advice because I've been there, done that in my almost 43 years of life, man. I've done a lot in my 43 years almost. Lived a lot of life, man. I made mistakes. I've fallen on my face. I've been stupid. I've been an idiot. I've messed up time and time and time again. And guess what? God still loves me. God still saved my life when I was in trouble many times in my life. God still has been there for me. Even when I was not faithful, He's always been faithful. Point blank, period. I'm not going to sit on here and act like I'm some perfect person that got it all figured out because I don't. I'm just somebody who's been through life, who's made mistakes, who's fallen, who's failed, and who's got back up again. And I know I ain't the only one out there, man. I know people out there who can relate to that. A lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people are out here suffering in silence. They go to work every day, they do what they got to do, but deep down inside, man, there's a void. They really suffering inside, man. And then he got this clown that come through here a few minutes ago, talking about some, y'all should be ashamed. Like he perfect. Man, please. So perfect. Well, if you're so perfect, and this guy is still around, man. Derek, tell us your secret. Tell us how you get to be so perfect. Maybe we can use some advice from you. Ty Cena says relationships are too much. Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. You know, it's a lot of work. And guess what, Ty? Here's the thing. If you choose to be single for the rest of your life, that's totally fine. You don't have to be tied down to anybody. Because let's be real, relationships are not for everybody. Not everyone is meant to be married. Some people are, and the Bible tells us that. Not everyone's meant to be married. Some people will remain single. Some people want to be single, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure you are at peace with your decision. And yeah, again, I feel you, man. Relationships are a lot of work. Um, when I first got married, I realized real quick that I'm in a different ball game right now. You know, because when you are adjusting to a new life with somebody, y'all are going to have conflict. Y'all are going to butt heads at times, and it hits you when you cannot leave. Because before that, before I got married, of course, I would be dating and stuff. You know, your girlfriend pissed you off, you can get up and leave and go to your apartment, or be like, hey, you need to go home. I need time to cool off. Y'all can do that. Go to each other's own place and cool off. When you married, no. Y'all under the same roof, y'all got to figure that out. And so that's when it hit me like, dang. So it's a lot of work, man. Again, And not everyone's meant for that. Some people just don't have that capacity. But as long as you're at peace with that, man, that's all that matters, man. You good, bro. Antoine Jackson says he's lying. He's lying. The thoughts are lust too. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, looking ain't lust. Well, looking at somebody, like let's say you see a woman, you look at her, okay, well she's attractive, and you keep it pushing, right? Keep it pushing. But once you stare too long and you look at her, you start to, like I said, that second look is what gets you. Because, like I said, we ain't blind. You gonna go through this world and see attractive people and stuff like that. But the minute you look a second time or you look too long, that's what gets you in trouble, man. So they're like, okay, well, okay, I see a woman, she looks nice, keep it moving. And that becomes thoughts, man. When you start looking too long, then you start processing thoughts, and then those thoughts become actions if you look too long. Derek says, I actually have values, and we don't. What makes you so perfect, Derek? So let's just say, right? Let's just say you never struggled with lust in your life. That's something you never had a problem with. Let's just say for your for your comment's sake that you may be right. You never had that problem, right? You've had a problem with something in your life, maybe anger, maybe a foul mouth, maybe impure thoughts. You are a sinner yourself, sir. You understand me? You also are a sinner, bro. You've sinned in your life. You have to get on your knees and plead for forgiveness from God like everybody else in this earth. So even if you didn't struggle with lust, you struggle with something in your life. I don't care what it may be. So if you don't have that weakness, you've had a failure in something in your life. If you had not, you've been a perfect person, and you're not a perfect person. So just because you may not have struggled with something that we may be talking about in this live stream does not make you any better than anyone else in this live stream at all. You're not no better than nobody else. So you can take your egotistic, high-minded, holier than thou self up out of here if this ain't for you, bro. You ain't better than nobody, man. Who you think you are? You ain't better than nobody, bro. This live stream may not be for you, sir. Dead Man says, gave heart to God on April 14th, reading John 4:14 at 4:14 p.m. that day. Wow, that's dope, man. That's what's up. Cool Water says, God gives us the weight of accountability. It's not a bad thing at all. You just have to have enough strength and faith to resist and embrace being ready and accountable in the eyes of the Lord. Exactly. Big facts, man. Excellent statement, Cool Water. Dead Man said, Nico says, yo, Big Mike, question. I'm learning that as you get older, life starts to feel like the same thing every day over and over. How do you keep yourself excited when you've seen so much of life? Oh, man, Nico, that's an excellent question, man. Oh, wow, that's an excellent question. I had nobody ask me that before. Dang, bro, that's a deep question. I need to read that one again, bro, for real. I'm learning that as you get older, life starts to feel like the same thing every day over and over. How do you keep yourself excited when you have seen so much of life? Whew, wow, man. Damn, that's a deep question. Because it's true, man. Like once you've seen so much, very little excites you. I think I had to start opening my mind up to new things. Me personally, I had to start taking on new challenges and just finding other things to like that would maybe get me excited that I never tried before in my life. Being more open to new ideas and new things. Because, once you get to be 30s and 40s, you set in your ways, you know what I mean? But like I don't know. I think for me, I just started to do things that would challenge me in a different way than anything I've experienced before. If that makes any sense, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense here. So things that I wasn't interested in doing before, now I may be open to it because I need things that's going to stimulate me and keep me excited for life. But yeah, life does get more repetitive and repetitive, man. You just gotta also take time out for yourself, man, to recharge your batteries, man. You know, you gotta really take time out for yourself and step away from everything and just focus on where you're at in your life, man. Just focus on who you are, where you at, and are you happy and are you content with where you at right now? And if not, then make changes to till you get there. Hope I made sense. Cody says he might be disabled. Hey, Prince says there was this 29-year-old white lady who I met at my grandpa's New Year's Eve party, and later that week she invited me to do art and music with her. But this pastor advised me not to go because of temptation. Okay. And he said I might get certain thoughts in my head, but I low key wanted to go because even that Makai dude said that's an invitation for a boyfriend, not just a friend. I mean, why would your pastor tell you not to go? I mean, where is she? Like, okay, is she trying to take you somewhere that maybe you shouldn't go? Like, where is she trying to take you? Like, that's the maybe that's the question. That's what I would like to know. Like, do it where? If it's some place that's pretty light-hearted, or pretty light, that's not going to put you in that place of temptation, then why not go? It's if it's not going to be at her place, is it? Now, if it's at her apartment, then might want to think that one, think about that one because you already know you go to her place. But if it's somewhere in public where you guys can have a good time and it's not anything that's over the top, that's going to steer you wrong, oh, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You can hang out with her. Just be on guard, just be on guard to not go any place that you know you're probably going to get tempted. Cody says maybe he's blind. Maybe. Maybe. Shoot. Never claim to be perfect. Stop putting words in my mouth. Man, yo, Derek, you got one more time, bro. I'm not going to argue with you, family. Either you're going to be part of this conversation or you're going to get up out of here. That's what we're going to do. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to have no back and forth with you. I said what I said. You said what you said. Either be a part of this conversation or you can exit, bro. And if you don't, if you keep talking like you just whatever, blah blah blah, you big bad and whatever, big bad and mighty, I'm gonna get you up out of here, bro. We ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Dead man says, thank you for that, brother. Absolutely, man. You're more than welcome, my guy. Antoine says, Derek sounded like a self-righteous Pharisee. He got to break free from that spirit. Exactly. Exactly. Dead man says, always had my elders tell me that I was young and dumb in my 20s, but now working in my 30s, I understand them. Yeah, you see it now, and the older you get. And the older you get, man, that stuff you did in your 20s just, man, I don't know, man, look, I don't even recognize that guy anymore. I grew so much, man. I was a different beast in my 20s, bro. Oh man, I wish I can just erase that whole decade. Young and dumb was not the word for us, man. We was just a bunch of idiots. We just did all kind of stuff that I'm surprised I'm still alive. Derek says, my father instilled in me traditional values, and I refuse to bow down to the devil, broke, and keep pretending who I think I am. Good for you, Derek. Get up out of here, bro. Clowns, bro. Clowns trying to go back and forth, man. Bro, I'm telling you, man. These dudes is a trip. Clowns. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Prince. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. My daddy instilled in me values and clowns. Some lessons take some age to learn. Yeah, exactly. Some do. Some do. You know, and like I was telling y'all, like the seeds got planted in me early when it came to like lusting after women, right? Because I'm telling you, my older cousin used to put that stuff all around me when I was a kid. You know, all these women's pictures and stuff. And my neighborhood, of course, it definitely influenced lust. And 'cause you know how it is when you're in middle school, when girls, when you're in middle school, you're in seventh or eighth grade, the girls start blossoming a little bit and start growing into the adult body and stuff, and then you start looking at them a certain way. Then all the boys start grabbing them booties and stuff like that. We did all of that back when we were in middle school, and those seeds got like our environment advocated that stuff. It perpetuated more and more of that. So it became harder for me as I got older, man, because I dealt with that since I was young. You know what I mean? So see, unfortunately, it's unfortunate, man. But as I got older, um, I started to realize that yeah, man, that just wasn't the way to move. Not proud of it, but it's just who I was. Um, you know, and I understood that. That's why I was able to forgive myself, is because I understood that that came from somewhere. And once I got smart enough and wise enough to understand where that came from and how to overcome it, you know, it took, like you said, it took age, it took time to age with me. It did. So I don't beat myself up over that anymore. I forgive myself, man. That's why I was at the time, but I'm not there anymore. And that's what life is all about, man. As you grow older and wiser, you know what I'm saying, you make better choices and you just do better when you know better. Cool Water says Derek is too combative for our liking. Exactly. Going back and forth like a female. I had to get him up out of here, man. We ain't doing that. And you know, I don't even like to argue, man. I don't argue. I don't like to argue with people. That's the last thing I like doing. I hate arguing with people, bro, because it's like, bro, just say what you got to say and get up out of here. Or if you don't like what we're talking about, then leave. Like I don't, God, I don't get it. Like if I'm watching someone on their live stream or if I'm watching one of their videos and they say something that I can't relate to or if I don't like it, I just leave. Like why are you here? Man, whatever, man. Crazy. Dead man says we were wild. We were wild as hell. Oh my goodness, man. Yes, we were wild, bro. Man, I can't believe, boy. I got stories for days, man. I swear. I can go all day. Stuff we did when we was young. We did some crazy stuff, man. Nico says, I truly believe certain men need to have a wife because I know for myself and how I grew up, women were a vice or my lust for women was. However, when I'm committed to someone, I don't step out. Hey, facts, man. You know, and Nico, be real with you and be real with, you know, all you guys who are watching. Marriage helped save my life. I think so. Or I know so. Marriage definitely helped save my life because before I met my wife and everything like that, like, bro, military, I'm going from this place to that place. I'm not gonna lie, I was just living my life, bro. Being single, hanging with single people. All my guys were single at the time, and we were just living. I worked hard, had fun on the weekends, did what I did, man. And I couldn't imagine where I would have been right now if it wasn't for my wife, bro. I'd probably still be doing that stuff, honestly. Like, because if I'm single, I mean, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing here holding me back. If my wife wasn't here, I'd still be out there probably chasing cougars or something. I don't know. Like I'd still be out there, man. So it definitely helped me to recenter myself and to have something to grow towards. I want to grow to being a better husband. I want to grow to being good to this one woman because ain't nothing out there in them streets, man. Ain't nothing out there, bro. It's a whole bunch of trash and a filth out there. I don't want to deal with that no more. You know what I'm saying? We know how it was when we were single and then we were out there dating. Y'all know how messy dating is, man. These women out here playing games. They trying to milk you for your money, all this other stuff, man. It is so much going on out there. I'm happy where I'm at, bro. I got my wife. She loves me. I love her. She's not needy. She's cool. She's very simple. I love to give her the world because she don't ask for much, man. She chill, and I'm chill, and she's definitely helped me to settle my life down because we're total opposites. I'm more outgoing, but because my wife don't drink, she don't do anything. She don't like to go out and do any of that stuff. And so when I met her, I was still out there. I still wanted to go out all the time, and she was very much opposite. She didn't like going out like that. She would come out with me sometimes, but she wasn't like every weekend I gotta be out. No, she's not like that. She don't even like to drink. So me being around her over time has definitely helped me to settle down with a lot of that stuff. And I don't do the stuff I used to do in no way, shape, or form. She's definitely helped me to become better. And Nico, yeah, I agree. I think that I needed to be married. I needed to be married, because being committed to my wife and aiming to be a better husband towards my wife has made me better overall. Because the way I move now, it's no longer just me. You know what I'm saying? When you're single, you don't got nobody else to worry about. Your decisions only going to affect you. It's not going to affect the other person. So now I'm aware that what I do is not only going to affect me because it's not just me anymore. It's me and my wife. I have to be careful of what I do, where I go, and whatever because it's going to impact my wife. So being more cognizant of that has definitely helped me to become better. Antoine says, coming to a live chat to bash people who are being forthcoming about their faults, that's just wild. It is. It is. Very condescending, it's judgmental, and I don't got no time and no place for that. Like I cannot stand those types of people. Like they really like there's two types of people I don't like. I don't like a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all, and nobody likes a holier than thou type. I don't like them types of people. You know what I'm saying? Like you coming up through here like the moral police, like you just so much better than everybody else on that high horse. Man, get out of here. Cause like I told Buddy, man, like if you didn't struggle with lust, cool, good for you. I mean, what do you want, a biscuit? But you struggle with something. We struggle with something. And obviously he's struggling with being judgmental and being, you know what I'm saying, arrogant. That's his fault. But he don't see that. He's coming through here to try to, I guess, put others down for their faults. Whatever, man. Dead man says, my wife changed my life. She got me straight quick. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Facts, man. I dig that, bro. Cool Water says, Mike, I definitely feel you. I was kind of coming of age just about when the Daisy Dukes era was kicking off. Yeah, that definitely was that one set us back, bro. That one hurt. That one set us back in society, man. Daisy Dukes and all of the Juvenile back that thing up song and all of that stuff. Man, we grew up in that era, dog, where it was just man. I mean, coming up in the '90s, early 2000s, bro. That was a time, bro. That was a time. Cause that's when like back then, it wasn't like it is now. People went to the clubs back then to really have fun. In the early 2000s, we used to go to the club and have fun. Ain't like it is now with these dudes being weirdos, standing up against the wall looking to fight somebody. We wasn't doing that. Like if somebody step on your shoe, then yeah, then you might have had to handle that. They ain't say my bad, and they just walk past you, or they make you spill your drink and they don't say nothing. They try to punk you. There's been those incidents we had in the club back then, but like for the most part, we were there to have fun. Nowadays, dudes go to the club not to even talk to no women, nothing. They just there just to like size people up. Like, bro, that is crazy to me. But yeah, man. Anyway, I digress. But you're right, Cool Water. Prince Shallow says Daisy Dukes. Yeah, man, the booty shorts. So that was the name for booty shorts back then, Daisy Dukes, when the shorts were like super, super like above the knee. You know what I'm saying? Just showing all kind of booty. That was Daisy Dukes. Dead Man says, man, we look in the mirror. Dead Man says, man, we look in the mirror and have to ask ourselves how we still here. Some choices made you wonder. God's grace. God's grace. I know that for a fact, bro. God's grace is the only reason I'm alive. Only reason I'm alive. I've been in situations where man, I know. I know that I know. It was no coincidence. I know that I know that I know that I know that I know God saved my life. Point blank, period. There's no way around it. His grace is the only reason I'm still breathing right now. Prince Shallow says, the women from the 1950s look low-key hot, brother. Sorry if that comes off as weird. No, they did. They did. What do you mean? That ain't weird at all, man. That's not weird at all. I mean, they were a lot more modest back then. But yeah, man. That's around the time that they started doing all the whole bikini thing and stuff like that. But like back then, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, women from back in those days were definitely it because they wasn't doing the stuff these women out here doing nowadays, man. Coming off dressing all half naked and got dudes lusting after them like crazy. Cool Water says Prince, bro. Daisy Duke's shorts fighting up her crack. Yeah, yeah. You know, Prince may be from a place where they don't use that term, so y'all show him some grace, man. You know what I mean? Where you from, Prince? Wife, three cats, and a dog. Life be simple. Yeah, man. Me and my wife got a cat. Nico says, how do you feel about the entire Red Pill community, Big Mike? I've listened to what they talk about, and it just seems negative and very empty. They all seem like miserable, to be honest. Exactly. That's exactly what they are, Nico. And I would advise you to stop listening to that crap because it's going to infiltrate your mind and contaminate you, bro. Leave that stuff alone. These dudes are claiming to be alpha and they this and they that. Man, these dudes are losers, bro. Losers, man. Stop listening to that stuff. And you know what? To keep it real with you, Nico, I used to listen to that stuff too. I said maybe 7, 8 years ago. You remember that dude, Nico? You remember that dude, Alpha Male Strategies? I used to. I'm sure you heard of him, but I used to watch his content back in the day. I want to say around 2017, 18 time frame. And I noticed after a couple of months listening to that stuff, I was like, yo, it had me looking at women in a negative way. I was looking at women like the enemy. Because this dude was so miserable, man. He was telling dudes to like just smash these chicks to sleep and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy, man. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't, after a while, I'm like, because at first, when you might be a little frustrated or something like that with women, or you may kind of know, you want to know what you're doing wrong. Because I was making some mistakes with women. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And then at first, it sounded like, yo, this is what I need to hear. But as you start digesting it later on more and more and more, it's like, yo, this is becoming a little bit too toxic for me. So I had to get up out of there, man, reset my brain, bro. A lot of them are miserable, man. They just a lot of dudes who are frustrated with women that come out to vent on social media and looking for a community of guys who are like-minded. That's it. Red pill. Red pill. That is so silly, man. Yeah, I would advise you, Nico, to stop listening to that stuff, man. Antoine says, no kids, but my daughter would not be dressing sexually suggestive. I would ask her, what message are you trying to send? What type of man are you going to attract? Exactly. Exactly. That's what I said. If I had a daughter, there's no way. There's no way. Not over my, not over my. It had to be over my dead body, bro. Ain't no way. I'm not. I'm not. I don't care how old she get. It ain't never happening. Because I mean, you got to understand. Like I would tell her, you got to understand that you are going to cause a lot of men to fall if you out here dressing like that. Now, I want to I want to tell y'all something. I think I should do a video on this stuff, right? On this topic because you got women out there who say naive stuff like, well, I should be able to wear what I want to wear, and a man should, you know, not lust after me or not think of me in that way, and all this other stuff, right? It's so naive. It's so naive. Now, this is going to be kind of crazy. What I say, it might come off as kind of crazy, so I'm gonna forewarn y'all, right? But the women who say that to guys who may come off to them as creepy or may even do certain things, you know what I mean, or whatever, that, you know, for the men that's lusting after them and stuff like that, they saying that they should be able to wear what they want to wear, and a man shouldn't do anything to them, a man shouldn't think of them in that way, or whatever the case is, right? For the women who say that, the people who say that, I always use this analogy, right? If if I go through a poor community, I go through a poor neighborhood, let's say I go through the projects, I go through a place where people are severely lacking in resources, they're severely lacking in food, they don't have nothing. And I go through that neighborhood and I'm wearing gold jewelry, gold watches, rings. You know, I'm coming through there in a $150,000 car, all this stuff, right? I'm just flaunting my wealth in front of them or flaunting my money in front of them. I got a wad of cash, wearing jewelry. Does that give those guys the right to take what I have? Does that give them the right to rob me? Technically, no, it doesn't, because what I earned, I should be able to do what I want to do with it. It's my stuff. But me having common sense, I know that I cannot go in those environments tempting people like that, knowing they don't have anything, knowing that if I go through that community flaunting my stuff in front of their face, I'm making myself a target. So you women out here doing that stuff, you are making yourself a target by putting yourself out there like that. No man of value wants his woman out there flaunting all her cleavage and her booty crack, man. You can say all you want to that, oh, man don't got no right to lust after me because I'm dressed this way. That's the most bogus thing I ever heard. And if you say that, that shows how immature you really are in your mind. Because let's be real here, these women know exactly what they're doing, bro. They ain't stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. That's why when they are making videos, they're not gonna dress modestly because they know men don't want to see that. They know men want to see cleavage. They know men want to see freaking camel toe and booty crack. They know that. That's why they put that stuff on video. Who we fooling here, man? Let's stop playing stupid. Like I don't got time for the stupid stuff. Let's stop playing stupid. The same way how I just explained that analogy, the same way that I say that if I don't want to be robbed, now granted, I can be robbed wearing anything. I can be robbed when I'm wearing a suit, but I make myself more of a target to be robbed when I'm showing everything I have to people who don't have anything. Can a man lust after a woman who's not dressed like that? Of course. But he's more inclined to do so when she's putting everything in his freaking face. I mean, let's cut the nonsense. Classic narrator says, never lusted, never slipped. I got my life right with God. No shortcuts, no excuses. Might want to look into doing the same, but hey, I know self control is rare these days. Uh, well, okay. So I'm gonna give you some grace, classic narrator. I'm gonna show you a little bit of grace, okay? I've been discussing the good Lord in this live stream. So you might want to rewind the live stream and maybe, catch that part. I've talked about how I used to struggle with that. Used to. Not anymore, but I used to. So, yeah. And you got to understand that everyone in this live stream is not where you may be. So, the same way that you've been shown grace, you need to show the same grace to others. You've been shown grace yourself. You struggle with something. You may have never lusted, but you've done something. That's like me saying to somebody who killed somebody, I've never killed anybody, but I'm not going to act like I'm better than them because I've never killed anybody. I've done something wrong before. I've done something wrong. To the people who try to come to here acting perfect, like they never done this, they never done that. Okay, well, I want you to pull up the Ten Commandments, look up the Ten Commandments, and admit that you've never broken any of those. If you can face the Ten Commandments and then say it, and then honestly, with a straight face that you've never broken any of those, then I got to take my hat off to you. You better than me. Cool Water says, "Hey Derek, is that you? Y'all this fool back in here with another account." Oh my goodness, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Some people out here doing that type of stuff, man. Bunch of weirdos. Unless someone can vouch for classic narrator, so I'm assuming that's Derek. Not to subject switch because I know we stay on topic, but I'm watching the game and this female fan in the crowd was getting super emotional and near tears. Bro, I can't help but think it's only a game. Some people crazy for these sports, man. That's wild. Crazy work. Dead man says, I listen to the music, but don't act that junk out. I listen for the beat, not the crap in it. Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. That's one thing that maybe, yeah, I get it because I listen to some music too, and sometimes I'd be like, maybe I shouldn't listen to it, but I like to work out to it, but yeah, maybe I got to pray more about that. Nico says, yeah, man, I cut them off in 2019. They are stealing money from young cats who have no understanding because they have never lived life. Half those guys, after Kevin died, their page disappeared. Yeah, 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 man. You know, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, man. Kevin Samuels was, oh my goodness. Before Kevin started making content, this is why I got to give credit Kevin his props. Um, I like Kevin Samuels, but I thought he got a little bit too. I thought at some point he started getting a little bit too much into the female bashing stuff. That's just my personal opinion. I loved his content for a while, but I got on Kevin Samuels actually at first because he was a fashion like person, you know what I'm saying, fashion designer or whatever he was, but he was big on like fragrances and dressing. That's why I ended up finding him because I just wanted to know like what kind of stuff I can do to improve my style and reinvent myself. And I stumbled across Kevin Samuel's channel and he was teaching dress shoes styles and how to wear your clothes the right way and fragrances and stuff like that. And that's how I got on to Kevin Samuels, man. So shout out to him. I learned a lot from him in that area. But when it came to like he made a lot of content that was the truth. I ain't gonna lie, but it's like I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. But rest in peace to the brother, man. He definitely will be missed. It is missed still. He goes, I got you. Yo, classic narrator shows up in this chat again. We gonna block them all together, man. Thank you, Nico, for timing them out. He comes back talking crazy. We gonna get him up out of here. Like we gonna block him. Man ain't got nothing else better to do. Dead man says, not a soul can honestly say they haven't broken 10 Exactly. Exactly. Nobody. Nobody except Jesus Christ. He's the only one who can say that. If your name ain't Jesus in this chat, man, don't come through here acting like you better than nobody, because, man, you only lying to yourself. You deceiving yourself. Like, again, I've never killed anybody, but that gives me no right to pretend I'm better than the guy who has, because I've done something wrong in my life too. I've committed sin just like that guy committed sin. He just sinned a different sin than me. We've both sinned. We both deserve to go to hell. So who come play like perfect, man? The man, he can kick rocks. Mike, if you check that comment that got removed, you see the classic narrator is out of control. Yeah, man, that dude wilding out, bro. He wilding out, man. Crazy work. Mr. Raction says, you know what? I need some advice and direction tonight. Oh, man. What about? So I've been listening to a couple of videos on lust and vices, and I'm in a pretty bad spot of thinking where a gentleman named T.K. Kirkland had described that if you let advice control you. Okay, so pardon me, Mr. Action. I kind of want to know what your question is. Oh, okay. So, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Action. I don't really understand your question, though. He says, so I've been listening to a couple of videos on lust and vices, and I'm in a pretty bad spot of thinking where a gentleman named P.K. Kirk had described that if you let if you let vice control you. Um, oh yeah, Dead Man says, brother, getting tired. Gotta check you later. Hey man, Dead Man, thank you for dropping into the chat, man. Definitely appreciated you spending time with us tonight, man. Thank you, bro. God bless you and sleep tight, man. Wake up refreshed tomorrow, man. Ready to attack the next day. But thank you, man, for dropping in, man. Good night to you, bro. Uh, God love Sam Darnold or Sam Darnold, right? To Rich's story. I don't know who that is. But Mr. Action, I'm sure you missed most of the chat, man, when I was talking about that regarding lust, though. But I was telling the chat earlier, man, that you have to know what your weaknesses are. That's why, like I said, man, that's why studying yourself is so important. You have to know what you can and cannot do, where you can go. Like, what are some things you do or places you go or people you hang around that arouses that lust in you? So once you identify those, man, you have to like nip those in the bud. You have to like stop it. Like even if it comes to your phone, you watching porn on your phone or something like that, or you're watching too much booty on Instagram and stuff like that. Let's be real. We know it's all on there, right? So if it's something that you struggle with, maybe learn to like, try to program yourself to like not use your phone as much, to leave your house. If you're going to make a quick run out somewhere, don't take your phone. Or if you're in your bedroom about to go to sleep and you're just sitting there scrolling or whatever, or instead of having your phone next to you, man, pick up a book or something like that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just get away from your phone sometimes. 'Cause that phone is like one of the main things that gets us in trouble, man. Because it's so easy to just Google something, that you want to look at, or scroll on social media, or visit a freaking website. It's so easy to do that on the phone now. And that's why the phone is a dangerous tool, man. It's very helpful to have. A phone is a great thing to have, but if used incorrectly, it can do a lot of damage, man. Because everything is so accessible now. Let me rephrase my question. Um, oh, um, Ollie says quarterback for the Seahawks. Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to check him out, man. I'll have to look that up. Mr. Action says, let me rephrase my question. Will lust literally mess me up if I don't have a better handle on it? Absolutely, it will. Absolutely, it will. Absolutely, it will. Um, Lust will lead you down a dark rabbit. It'll lead you down a rabbit hole, bro. Like it leads you down a dark, dark, dark path. Lust will. And the thing about lust is that it's no way to satisfy lust. You can't. Like you will always lust more and more and more. The more you give into it, you're just gonna want more and more and more. So you gotta like, I'm telling you, man, you got to nip that in the bud, man. You got to understand where it's coming from, and you got to pray about that, and stop putting yourself in situations that's going to arouse lust in you. It's definitely going to lead you down the wrong road, man. Spiritually, mentally, it's going to mess you up. Um, that's why, like porn, for example, porn does a lot of damage, man, because it distorts your mind. You're not gonna be able to have a healthy relationship with a woman if you so used to watching porn all the time. It Porn messes you up, man. It does a lot to your psyche. The stuff that people watch on there, then you're gonna be wanting to do that to your girl or your wife or whatever. She's gonna be like, "Yo, where you learn this from? You nasty." Be like, "Oh wow," stuff like that. It's just, yeah, man. Lust is a very dangerous thing, man. So you got to get a better handle on it. Pray about it, man. That's my best advice I can give to you, man. Is just pray about that. Confess to God you struggle in something in a certain area, and do the work necessary to cut these things off from your life that's causing you to lust. Yeah, accessibility can mess you up. Big facts. Mr. Action says, yes, many people actually don't realize that porn can limit you in so many ways. I try to tell people that it's not normal. It's not. It's not normal. People do, listen, man, people do not have sex like that. The stuff they do in porn, that's not normal, everyday stuff. Most people that's sane don't have sex like that. And you think about, like, the more, like I said, the more you watch that stuff, the more it's going to program your mind to think that's normal. And then you're not going to be able to have a normal relationship with a woman that's not into that stuff, because you're going to be like, in your mind, you thinking it's normal. She's going to be like, yo, you weird. And it's just not healthy, man, because like I said, most people don't actually live their life like that. Porn is just a fantasy thing. It's not real life. It's not real life. I mean, I like me, for example, I've never went backdoor on a female in my life. Right hand up. I've never done that. And no judgment if some of y'all may have done it before, whatever. I ain't judging. I'm just saying, in my time on this earth, I've never went backdoor on a female. And y'all know what I mean. If for you guys who don't know what backdoor is, that's going in the booty. I've never done that before in my life. Never. And some people who do that stuff, they be like, oh yeah, they watch porn, that they watch all kind of porn that shows that, and that gets the idea in their head. The next thing you know, they doing that to people that they with, and it's just ugh. It's not meant for that, man. Like, sex is supposed to be pleasurable between a man and his wife, and that's what the penis and vagina were created for. Intercourse. Those two things were meant to come together, not the booty hole. We're not supposed to be doing that. But again, I ain't judging nobody if you've done that before. I'm just saying that's not normal. Zachary, what's happening, my guy? Thanks for dropping in, man. Glad you can make it, bro. How you doing, man? My guy. Prince says, how can I avoid looking at those snow bunnies who wear black jogging pants? Like, well, you're not blind, Prince. You're going to see people again, like I said, but you just have to know. You have to like start catching yourself when it comes to looking a little bit too long. And like I said, just pray and ask the Lord to like help you with your lust issue. If you having lust, lustful thoughts at those times, just I get it. I listen, man. Let's keep it all the way a buck, man. You're gonna see attractive people out here. Some people you're gonna maybe take a look at a couple times, like, dang, that person is just whatever. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's just something you're gonna have to, like I say, acknowledge, and then catch yourself. If that makes any sense, man. I mean, that's really the best I can tell you. I mean, you can't avoid looking at people, but you can avoid lusting after people. It can be done. Antoine says, I've heard porn does more brain damage than drugs. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised either. I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, it's an addiction just like drugs can be an addiction. You start thinking that stuff is normal, man, and then next thing you know, you be looking up all kind of other weird stuff because it starts off with you looking at probably normal stuff. Then next thing you know, you're looking at this type of porn, this genre of porn. Next thing you know, you're looking at stuff you shouldn't even be looking at because you done went down that rabbit hole. The stuff that used to excite you don't excite you no more. And then you're looking at something else that excites you. That don't excite you no more. And it's always gonna be an ongoing freaking battle, man. Like you're gonna be having within yourself. And then you're gonna get to the point that you watch so much weird stuff online, you're gonna think it's normal, and then when the normal stuff ain't gonna excite you no more because you think that life is porn and it's not life. Porn is not life. It's not life. Yeah, Zachary, it has been a minute, man. You been good? How you been, bro? Prince says, I heard that too, Antoine. Yeah, yeah, I definitely. That's why like porn, it can be detrimental to your bedroom activity, man. Like you can't even get aroused with your lady because you done seen all this weird stuff online thinking that's normal, and unless she doing that, you can't even get turned on no more because your brain has been reprogrammed, bro. Like you gotta like, I'm telling you, it goes deep, man. Porn is more than just entertainment, bro. That messes your psyche up terribly, terribly. Regular missionary sex ain't gonna arouse you anymore. If you watching freaking people using anal beads and all kind of stuff on the porn sites, you watching all that crazy stuff, you're not gonna be able to get turned on by normal sex anymore because your brain has been reprogrammed to think that that stuff is normal, and it's not. It's not normal. Zigzag says, you know what? It's normal watching your video right now and hearing your smoke alarm. Hey man, again, I say I took the battery out of it, but it is what it is. I got to get that whole thing replaced. So Y'all pardon that in this live stream. Mr. Action says, yeah, man, I'm constantly struggling all the time every day. It's an inner turmoil. It's like a bitter loneliness overall. Yeah, I get it, man. I've been there, bro. Like I say, I'll just keep y'all in my prayers, man. I really will. I really will. My day could have been better, but I'm good though. Yeah, it be like that sometimes, Zachary. That's life. Some we got good days and bad days, man. As long as you're making it through, brother. Dead man says, can't make this up. A lighter my dad gave me after talking. Can't make this up. A lighter my dad gave me lights up. After talking to you, I took my dog out as I'm going to bed. The lighter started flashing. Wow. Prince says, I did something cowardly about a month ago at Target, but I can't really say it. Okay, well, don't. Don't say it then if it's that bad. Ollie says, I also think porn leads men to homosexuality as you've always wanted to see or do some further crazy stuff. Also, I was so used to that screen that I had no desire to talk to women. Exactly. Exactly. That's the damage it does. That's the damage it does. You know? Yeah, but the homosexuality part is kind of crazy. Like, I've watched porn in my lifetime, you know, when I was younger and stuff. I never was in, yeah, I never thought about being a homosexual. That's never gonna happen. But I see what you're saying though. Like, you know, if you're not careful, certain people that watch that stuff may get turned in that direction because it's in their mind, man. They get curious. Some people, yeah, some people don't have no limits, no boundaries to what they'll do. You know, and that's why a lot of these celebrities, man, like for example, these celebrities, man, that's why a lot of them be doing all kind of weird stuff, man. That's why a lot of these celebrities are gay. A lot of these celebrities, you know, doing all they sleeping with the same sex because they done did so much wild stuff, you know, when they was on the rise of stardom, man. So now it's like they need something else to stimulate them. The same thing with porn, man. Like you watch so much porn that you can't even talk to a girl anymore because you just programmed for that to satisfy you sexually. You can't even talk to a woman no more. You don't even know what to say to a girl because you watch so much porn. Man, that's crazy. I mean, yeah. Mr. Action says, thank you for your advice tonight, sir. Hey, man, you're more than welcome. More than welcome, man. Nico says, man, Big Mike is preaching. My older brothers and cousins used to offer to pay my brothers to see who can get and knock down the most women, so it grows a desire, a lust, the dangers that aren't. Man, look, the danger. Oh, dead man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Dang, your dad died. I'm sorry, man. I really am. I'm sorry to hear that, man. May the Lord be with you and your family and strengthen you, man, during this time. You and your family, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, man. For real. Heart goes out to you, man. All right. Really sorry to hear that. That's a tough loss, man. I know. Hang in there, bro. All right. The dangers that aren't told us is that the recovery period from living that wild lifestyle, only God can deliver you and set you free. You look good and cool on the outside, but inside you're broken. I tell young people that. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro. Nico, facts, man. It takes a long time to get that out of your system, your spirit, man. Only God can deliver you from that. Like it's a lot, man. You know, I lived that life for a long time myself and not proud of that, man. But that's just how I was programmed when I was young. You know, we were taught to you ain't a man until, you know, unless you're knocking down chicks. You ain't a man unless that stuff was, oh my goodness, I'm not proud of my youth, man, but I learned from it, man. I learned from it, and this is why I get on here and I talk to you guys about it because I want you guys to be better than that. And if you're struggling with it, I'll be praying for y'all. But I know what it's like to be there, and it's not a fun place to be. It's nothing like looking yourself in the mirror and then not knowing who you are anymore. You're not able to recognize yourself because you done did so much out there, man. There were so many women, did this, did that. It's a dark place, man. And like I say, I believe my wife was definitely a godsend. Um, she definitely helped get me back on the right track. And I believe God used her to help get me on the right track because, like I said, me and her are total opposites, man. Like, I was out there just living life, being out like all the time, drinking all the time, chasing women all the time. And she's totally opposite from me. She come from the country in the Philippines. My wife's Filipino, for those of y'all who don't know. I'm sure most of y'all know that who watch my channel. But like she totally different culture. She didn't come from that. She came from traditional family. Mom and dad still married over 35 years. She got good siblings, good family. And she none of that, bro. None of that stuff, man. She just was not she didn't grow up that way at all. So it was like, at first, it was like, can we even? I was so messed up when we first got together, man. I was like, I don't even know if I can be with this chick because we were so opposite. But I just felt it in my spirit to like just stay with her, and thank God I did because man, the way the direction we grew in a we've grown so much since we first got together that now I'm like, this was like I look at myself now and I'm like, this is what it was all about. Because if I had met somebody just like me at the time I met my wife, if I had met somebody just like me who encouraged the stuff that I was doing, man, who knows what I'd have been doing right now? I'm just being real, man. It took somebody in my life who was like, yo, I don't live like that. And if you're going to be with me, you can't live this way. That right there is what spoke to me like, well, I need to change my ways. And I believe, God used her to help that, to help me come out of that. Prince says, this is a great stream. I'm glad how you don't sugarcoat stuff. Yeah, too old for that. I don't do that, man. I appreciate you loving the content. I just real talk, man. I mean, yeah, that's the only way I know how to be. I don't get on here and try to like just and try to be politically correct. I don't try to get on here and say things that ain't the real. It's real stuff that people go through, man. Like I know I'm not the only one, and that's one thing that I love about this channel, man. Is when I share the stuff I share with y'all, and people be like, "Yo, I've been through that same stuff." I used to feel like I was the only one going out there. It was weird at first for me to like put my stuff out there like that, because I felt like maybe I was the only one. But when you hear other people coming through saying, "Yo, I struggle with the same thing," or "I've been there," or "I'm dealing with this now. How do I?" It really humbles me. I'm honored. I'm honored in the sense that, like, dang, man, like this is what we need to be talking about, man. Like I like to talk to people about how to improve and be better. Like I'm trying to be better every single day, and I know I ain't the only one out there. How can we be better? That's what it's all about, man. Life is about growth. It's about maturity. Maturing from one stage to the next in your life. Some of us take longer than others, but it's okay. It took me a while. It took me a while to grow out of some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while. Like, it took me a long time to stop doing some things I was doing, man. I just couldn't stop. I thought for one stage in my life, when I was like in my maybe late 20s, early 30s, I thought I was gonna be that way for my entire life. I'm gonna be out here. That was my mind. That was where my mind was at the time. I was just thinking to myself like, this is gonna be my life. I'm gonna be out here, working, making money, and slaying chicks on the weekends. I thought I was gonna be living like that my entire life. But then I had a wake up call. I grew out of that, got matured, grew in maturity, met my wife, and things just changed, man. God is good, man. That's all I can say about that. God is good, man. Better to me than I deserve. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Dead man says my dad must have been saying something through the lighter. But oh wow. But again, night, brother. Hey, good night, dead man, bro. Appreciate you dropping in again, man. Stay in touch, all right? I know you say you subscribe to the channel, man, but definitely stay in touch, bro. I look forward to hearing from you again, man. Antoine says, at 13 years old, I started watching that channel 98, the Spice channel. Been fighting lust ever since. Hey, that's when it hits you, man, when you around that age, man. You guys, pardon me for a second. I'm going to plug in my charger here because my phone was about to die. I'm on 4%, so y'all bear with me 1 second, okay? Dang, my bad, y'all. Dang, I bumped my knee on the table just now. But you guys can hear me just fine, right? Because I'm gonna have to turn this microphone off. I had to unplug my microphone and put my charger in the phone there. So you guys can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat, all right? If you guys can hear me just fine. Yeah, but Antoine, man, that's around the age it started hitting me too. Shoot, I mean, for me, actually earlier than that, when I was like 11. I tell you, my cousin was older than me. He was 8 years older than me. He kept that stuff around, and we was roommates like when I was growing up. So he kept that stuff all in the room. He kept Playboy magazines, all that stuff, man. So I get it, bro. I've been there. You know what? Get classic narrator up out of here. He is gone. Got him up out of here. TB9108 says, I've been dealing with lust forever. This is the #1 demon I've been fighting in life, especially being in a relationship. It's hard. It is. It is hard. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It's not easy to overcome lust, man, because, we live in a society that advocates for lust. It's everywhere you turn your head. It's everywhere, man. Like you go outside, you see things that maybe you might look at a little bit too long, or you scroll on your phone, it's on your phone. It's hard to get away from it, so we have to just, like I said, be screwed on tight, man, and just know that it's going to be something you're going to battle for a long time or the rest of your life. It's just going to be there. But just knowing, like, you got to just be wise and be smart, man, and not put yourself in certain situations that you're going to most likely lust. Ask the Lord to help you with that, man, for real, because it's something that, as a man, especially, we can't. Because men, we're visual, man. Like men and women aren't the same when it comes to how we attract towards something or what attracts us. Women, some of them may be visual, but for the most part, women are emotional creatures. You have to tap into their emotions in order for them to be attracted to you. A man, we just need something to look good. That's it. And you see a lot of that when you walk outside. Let's be real. I don't care if you're in a marriage, relationship, whatever. You're going to see things. You're going to see attractive women. But knowing yourself and knowing what you can and cannot do, just being wise out here, man, that's how you got to do it. Just pray for the Lord to, don't lead you into temptation, but deliver you from all manners of evil. And then you're going to be thinking differently over time. The women used to see that you used to lust after, you look at something. Once you mature in that area, man, you know, you start thinking differently. It'll start to be a little bit easier, you know, as you grow and mature, and ask the Lord to help you with that. But it's not easy, for real. I get it. Oh, Prince. Oh, don't worry about it, Prince. I already got him up out of here. Dead man says, we'll do much love. Much love to you too, Dead man. Appreciate you again, bro. Yeah, Prince, I already got him up out of here, man. He gone. He ain't coming back unless he create another account like a weirdo. Have you ever thought of what is next for you after the military? Have you thought of bartending or maybe setting up bartending? Hell no. I can't be no bartender. See, we talking about lust and all this stuff. That's something I know about myself. I cannot put myself in that situation because, let's be real, bartender, that's not a field for me. But setting up a business, absolutely. My wife and I were talking about that. I want to eventually own my own businesses and maybe flip some houses, use my VA loan to get some properties and flip some houses, invest, of course, and own a business. Because I don't see myself getting a job. That's one thing. If I do, it'll be short term. I cannot work a job after dealing with the military for so long. I don't want to work a job. I don't like people telling me what to do. I just don't. I don't like people telling me what to do. I like to be my own boss, for sure. Also, it's good when you finish the military, you have health insurance for life, right? Because I will be 26 in April. I am looking for work with health insurance, studying for bar exams for law now. Yeah, for sure. You know, you do 20 years in the military, you retire honorably. Yeah, you get definitely a free insurance for the rest of your life, for sure. That's one of the reasons I stay in the military. Not the money's good, but the insurance. I mean, I get sick, God forbid, or anything I need to go to the doctor for, I just go out here in town, go to my doctor, get my thing done, or get my prescriptions of no cost to me. You know how much that stuff costs on the outside? That's one of the reasons I stay in, for the benefits. My wife goes to the hospital or whatever. We don't, because for her, I only got to pay the copay, which is only like $125, compared to like a $3,000 bill. Man, one time I took my wife to the hospital, and the bill was like almost $3,500, the actual bill. But I only had to pay $125 of that for my wife. And see, me, I'm free. I'm active duty, but my wife, she's under my insurance. But out of the almost $3,500, I only had to pay like $125. That's it. And the insurance covered the rest. Come on, man, you can't beat that, bro. Antoine says, probably won't happen, but it'd be good if they would ban porn and OnlyFans. Yes, you're right. It's never gonna happen. It's just too much money involved in that stuff, so it's never gonna happen. But it would be nice. Now, this country, that's what I liked about the Middle East, because I was stationed in the Middle East before in Bahrain, and porn is actually banned over there. You can't watch porn in the Middle East unless you got like a freaking, do you call that thing a VPN? Or what's that thing called that you can watch? I think it's a VPN network or something like that. But you can't just pull up porn on the phone in the Middle East, bro. They ban that all over the country. That's one thing I appreciated about being over there. I think we should adopt that. But they're not going to. Like I said, it's too much money. Can you imagine if they ban women from dressing like that online? The uproar that's going to cause? Can you imagine? That's how some women make their income. You got women out here who are getting rich off of freaking OnlyFans. Crazy work. And guess who's the simps making them rich? Bunch of lustful simps making them rich. I don't understand why would you pay an OnlyFans model when you can watch porn for free. Not advocating for porn at all. I'm just saying there's stuff you can see for free But you paying these chicks? That's crazy to me, boy. I never understood that. Yeah, my alarm is beeping. Like I said, I think I got to change the entire smoke detector because I took out the battery and it's still doing it. Antoine says, no bartending, not trying to rhyme, but an intoxication can lead to fornication. Exactly. I wouldn't put myself in a situation, man. And that's why, because even though I'm married, even though I love my wife, I know myself enough to know that I just cannot put myself in certain situations. I can't, like I won't, you know, I'm somebody who used to be, before I got married, I used to be a womanizer, man. I'm not gonna put myself in that environment for those thoughts to even come back into my mind. So bartending is out of the question for me. I wouldn't be a bartender. I can't work in that environment at all. That's just not for me. It's not good for me. Um, Ali says, absolutely, I'm sorry with the bartending idea. I currently bartend. I do not drink, but I do it as a tax-free income as tips are huge here in New York City. Well, I bet. Also, I like the fact that it gives socializing. Dang, you're a bartender that don't drink. Boy, you strong. You strong. You are a strong-willed person, boy. And that's another reason why I wouldn't want to bartend. Not only because I think it can lead me to back into lust, but drinking. Like I, I don't drink like I used to, man. Like I may have a glass of wine here and there on occasion now these days, but I don't want to go back to that person who used to drink the way I used to drink. I used to drink a lot, so bartending would in that regard wouldn't be no good for me either. But man, more power to you, man. This dude, a bartender that don't drink, boy. That is salute to you, sir. TB says, thanks, Big Mike, for the advice. I learned to stay in the house. The moment I got out by myself, it's like the devil knows how to tempt me when I see beautiful women. I'm trying to be a good man to my family. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, like, you can't be a total recluse. You got to go outside sometimes. And you know that. But like I said, just be careful where you go. Stuff like that. You're going to see things when you go outside. You can't help it. But it's, yeah, man. You just gotta realize it and catch yourself. When you do see something, you see a good looking woman. Okay, you're a man. You're going to see a beautiful woman out there. You can't miss that. But like I said, understand it. Acknowledge. Okay, she's cute. Man, you just keep walking. You don't gotta keep staring at her and looking back. I tell you, it's that second look that gets you in trouble, man. To look at a woman one time and be like, oh, okay, she's cute. That's different from her walking past you and you doing this, just staring at her. Like, that's where it gets dangerous because then you start thinking stuff. Like, man, like, I wonder if I can pull that. Man, look, I get you in trouble, man. But good on you for trying to be better, man. That's up. Nico says, Big Mike, just a quick question. When you started evolving and growing, how do you get your mind to accept being with someone, especially if you naturally gravitate to liking your own space? It took time, Nico. It took time. It took time. Being honest with you, bro, it took time. Um, it was not easy for me at all because like I said, I got married when I was 39. So that's a long time to be single, living a single life, and then all of a sudden the rules changed. So it didn't happen for me overnight. Um, it just took time. It definitely took time. I think because once, you're going to have friction with somebody when you first get married. That's natural. You're going to have friction, man. You got two different people, two different households that's coming to coexist under one roof. You're going to have moments where you clash a little bit. But it got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm not getting divorced. My wife, she don't believe in divorce. We're not getting divorced. That's just out of the question for us. We're not divorcing. So how can we make this work? And after we had enough of our moments where we clash, just like, okay, this is, and we started communicating with each other needs, right? So she knows what I like to do. I knows what she like to do. And we give each other time and space to be our own self, our own individual selves, not forcing each other to be around each other all day. If she wants to go out with her, like her homegirl, and do something, at the church, she goes to church a lot, and we both go to church. But I'm just saying, like, if she want to go to her women's Bible study, hey, go ahead. I'm gonna go my men's Bible study, or I go fishing, or I go do something. Or she can be in the bedroom while I'm up here playing the game, or watching my movie, or reading a book. We give each other time and space now to, like, we don't have to be around each other all day, all freaking day. Like, we give ourselves time to have our own individual time, and that's huge. You have to give each other time to be their own person, and space to be their own person, man. When you freaking just want to bark up their leg all day long, I don't care who you are, how much you love somebody, man, you can get tired of them quick. I cannot deal with somebody all damn day. All day. Like, I gotta get away. Like, get away from me. I gotta get away. I'm gonna go fishing for a few hours, leave you in here you do what you do, I'm gonna do what I do for a few hours. And we allow each other time and space for that. So that's where it became easier for me. Because I told her, I said, look, I like to be outside. I'm an outgoing person. I watch where I go. I don't go places I used to go because I'm married now, but I still like to be outdoors. And she knows that about me. So she doesn't bother me when it comes to that no more. She's more of a homebody than I am. And I let her stay in the house, or she does go out. Like I said, she go to her women's group and stuff like that. So I let her do her thing, and I don't bother her. She don't bother me. When we're at work, because she's a teacher, I'm in the military. When we at work, we may chat a few times during the day, but for the most part of the day, we leave each other alone. I can't be talking to my wife all day when I'm at work, and I'm sure she don't want to do it to me either. That's our time away from each other. Let's talk about our day when we see each other at home. We give each other space, man. So that's where it became easier for me, for sure. But at first, it was a challenge, I ain't gonna lie, because I just had to get used to seeing somebody all day, every day, because I was used to being by myself, being able to just go out, do what I do, and come back home, and it's just me. Now I got someone in my face when I get home. And that was hard, man. Not gonna lie, but we definitely worked through it, and we got through it, man. And we're doing a lot better now. Nico says, I feel ready, but I know a lot of guys struggle with the idea of a woman might slow them down just off naturally. What comes with dealing with the woman and the emotional swings? Yeah, man. Yeah. That takes time to get used to that, man. Like I said, again, coming home to an empty apartment by myself, and then flip the script, and I'm coming home now to my wife, who may have had a bad day, and I gotta comfort her. No matter how I'm feeling, I gotta be the head of the house. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It wasn't easy, man. It was not easy. There were some days I don't even feel like talking. There's days I don't want to be around nobody, but I had to tuck those feelings inside because I got my wife to deal with at home. That is hard to do, especially when, like I said, you are used to being to yourself for the most part. It just, you got to pray about that, man. You got to pray about that, and it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time, and it takes both parties working towards, towards that in a marriage. Because there were times I had to sit my wife down, and I was like, look, man, this is what I need for me to be complete, because I can't give you too much of myself, because then I'm gonna feel like I lost who I am as a person. And I don't want you doing that to me. I don't want you doing that either. I want you to be your own person. Now, we together, we are one, but you need to be an individual at times yourself, man. You can't just be, I don't want you under my thumb all day. All day. No. Be your own, whatever you like to do, as long as it's not violating the marriage. we good, man. You know what I'm saying? Go do your thing. I'm gonna go do my thing. We'll come back together, and it helps me enjoy her even more because we've taken time away from each other to recharge our batteries. But man, you got those emotions. You got to deal with it, and then you just got to be the rational one in the household because you know women they operate off their emotions more than men do. Men, we got our emotions too, but we're just not as openly, we're just not as expressive about it. Um, you just got to be, you got to have a mature mindset and understand that, okay, there's going to be moments where your woman is going to have her emotional ups and downs, and you got to just be strong enough to deal with that, man. You just got to be. It's going to happen. All women have their emotional mood swings. It's going to happen. Men, we have our mood swings too, but like I said, it's just we just operate differently when it comes to that type of stuff. Just got to be rational enough to know it's going to come and deal with it with a calm, mature mentality, and just keep your masculine frame, man. Don't let her get you all out of shape with her emotions, and then next thing you know, you getting emotional, and then both of y'all being emotional. That's not how it's going. That's not going to work well like that. So you have to. I had to learn to keep myself centered when she's having those moments, and it helps her to calm down because if she's having her emotional day or whatever emotional moment, because my wife's a school teacher, so when she teaches 2 to 4 years old. So those kids drive her up the wall when she comes home, and then and I understand that. So when she's having she gets off work. Sometimes she is so overwhelmed from the day that she's like, like she's still worked up from her job. So and I understand that. So understanding that, I just give her time to cool off. I don't even bother her sometimes when I come home or whatever. When she comes home from work, I'd be like, hey baby, you go back there and you chill. I know you need time to like come down, from the day she may have had at work. So and then it works. When she comes out, she's calm. She's like, thank you for giving me the time to like gather myself, you know. Or when she's having a day where she's in one of those moods, I just let her have her time, man. But I say definitely takes practice. Um, HHH, whatever this name is, in the beginning was the word. Yeah, yeah, Book of John. I'm sure most of us know that. Ali thinks I look at it as just a job. I don't get too friendly with any customers or anyone. It's just solely for the money. At it, if you look at it as anything other, don't do it. Such as getting, oh yeah, for sure. That'll get you jammed up every time, bro. For real, for real. Yeah. Go to work, get your money, go home. All that other stuff, yeah, don't do it. Especially if it involves dealing with the opposite sex. That'll get you jammed up, man. Do not mess up your money. Shane Leg says, "What's good, my melanated brother?" What's up, man? I like that. Antoine says, I'm used to living alone, so that part would be a struggle for me because I like my alone time. It helps me work on myself. Yeah, Antoine, I feel you, man. It's not for everybody. Like I said, it took me time to adjust to that too, so I definitely get it. But you need somebody who can understand that. Like, that's where you guys coming together as one. Like, so if you ended up with somebody, whoever you end up with or whatever, they have to understand that about you. And if you look, man, a woman trying to change a man too much, it's going to cause him to resent her and vice versa. Your partner needs to understand that this is how you were before y'all met, and them trying to change you is only going to be for the worse. You're going to resent them. So yeah, man, if your partner can't understand that, then they ain't the right one for you. They're gonna have to understand that you're gonna need time to yourself, man. We all need time to ourselves sometimes. I mean, the Lord Jesus Christ went up into the mountain by himself to pray to God. He went off to himself at times. Often, actually. Very often. So we need our alone time. Um, Cool Water says, Big Mike, I'm back, bro. Welcome back, my guy. Man, I don't think I'm gonna be on here too much longer. I'm about to wrap this up soon. It is getting late, and I've been on this thing for, shoot, it's been almost 3 hours, going on 3. Cool Water says, Mike, if I'm gonna be honest, I sabotage a lot of my relationships by being this person who is standoffish or just out there. Yeah, I feel you. I've been there. But you realized it, Cool Water. That's all that matters. You realized what you may have failed at in the past, and the goal now is to be better, man. That's all you can do. Shane Legg says, bro, you were in the military, but you lacked discipline to replace your smoke alarm battery. Oh my goodness, man. Like, how many times we gotta sit here and I gotta talk about this? What does being in the military have to do with my smoke detector alarm? Please tell me. What does I gotta do with that? For the 1,999th time, I took out the freaking battery for my smoke detector. It's still going off. It's obviously something wrong with this thing. I have to contact my landlord and request permission to move this thing out of here. So I gotta take the whole detection system out of the freaking ceiling. So if that answers your question, I hope it does. Now be quiet. Now shut up about it. Like, I'm tired of answering that freaking question. Dang. And I'm still in the military, by the way. I wasn't, it's not you were, I still am. TB says, I agree with you. I cannot be around a woman all day. I found growth when you're not around your woman all day. There's a balance of being, yeah, big facts, big facts. And any woman who don't understand that, she ain't the woman for you, man. You need time as a man to recenter yourself. You need time as a man to talk. If you into praying, of course, talk to God and get direction in your life. You can't have your woman under your thumb. I don't want no. I can't stand a dependent woman. She's too dependent on me for every single thing. Nah, man, she got to be around me all day. That's not the woman I want around me. That's why my wife is like, she's good being by herself, man. I love that about her. She loves being. My wife is very clingy. She loves being around me, but at the same time, she can also be to herself sometimes. There's a balance, and I love that. Yeah, there's no way I couldn't have my woman around me all day. That's just too much. You ain't gonna have no time to recharge your batteries, man. And Shane, I'm sorry for going off on you a little bit, okay? Forgive me for the way I spoke a minute ago. I was just tired of answering the question about the smoke detector, so please forgive me if I came off a little bit too aggressive when I was telling you about that, man. I just got that question like probably freaking 8 times during this live stream, so forgive me, bro. Jose says, I hope all is well, Mike. My year's off to a good start. Hey, that's what's up, Jose. Thanks for dropping in the chat, my guy. Always good to hear from you. We were talking about lust, Jose. So you're gonna have to catch the replay, man, because I'm about to call it a night here in a little bit. Cool Water says, Mike, my ex, she used to time me after I got off work. She would clock me by reading my schedule and tell me you have 25 minutes to get home because the GPS says you should. Now I see why she's your ex. Cool Water, I see why. I see why she your ex. That is insane. Anybody? No, man. Hell no. Nope. 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 Hell no. That. Heck no. Boy, ain't nobody gonna be timing me, bro. What the hell? Ain't nobody. No, man. That's one and done for me. That's one and done, bro. I wish somebody. I wish somebody would tell me I'm timing you. You got 20. I wish somebody would tell me they timing me to how much time I got to get from work to my house. Boy, what? My wife would never do. Like, don't get me wrong. Now I can't be too late. If she know I get off, if she know I get off at 6 p.m., I can't come in the house at 11:30 thinking she ain't gonna ask me no questions. Now that's different. But freaking, if I get home 6:30, if I get off at 6 o'clock and I get home 6:30 and she like, what took you so? I'm like, yo, you tripping? Like, we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. We are not gonna do that. Cool Water says, I think because she got cheated on a lot, she was super, super clingy. But after a while, I was like, dear God, I can't do this no more. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's not your problem. You know, she had trauma, definitely. That's trauma she had. And you were suffering the consequences for her trauma. And that's not fair to you. So yeah, you're right for getting up out of there, bro. You, hell no. And that's why like you gotta you have to assess people's character, man. When you talking to them, looking to date them, you gotta find out who these people are. You gotta like ask questions about their past. Ask questions, man. Just find out these things. When they tell you that they got cheated on a lot, if they ever told you that in the beginning, or whatever the case is, or if they've been through a lot of trauma, man. Not saying that don't make them a suitable candidate to date, man, but you gotta definitely make sure that they healed from that. Like you gotta really make sure that they are over that. That's not gonna affect what y'all got going on, and they're not gonna make you pay for that what the other people did to them. That's not fair to you, man. At all. Nico says, man, that's sad, bro. But one thing I love about dating a teacher is how understanding they are, and they are super smart. To this day, the best girl I ever dated was a teacher, and she is the most appreciative person I've ever met. Big Mike, I know you got a great partner for sure. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, for sure. Like my wife is so loving. At times, it just messed my head up, bro. Like I'm not even trying to be. I'm serious when I say that. Cause I'm like me personally. Don't get me wrong. Like I love my wife dearly, but I'm just never by nature. I'm just not a very bubbly and super clingy person. I've never been like that, you know. Cause coming from the black household, especially in the hood, we don't get that kind of treatment in the hood where I come from. You know what I mean? Like ain't no bunch of bubbly hugs and you get kisses all day and all this stuff. We didn't do that in my household, so I just don't have that in me. You know, I just don't. You know, she comes from a very different household than me. Very loving, very clingy to an extent, but she knows when to give me my space, but she can be very clingy. And like I said, she has balance with it. But she is so pure at heart and so loving that I was like, Lord, how did I get so blessed, man? I don't understand it, because I used to feel like I was the total opposite of that. I mean, I'm a nice guy to an extent, but I'm just not. I ain't that nice. I ain't that whoop-de-doo, clingy and cheerful, and I'm just not like that by nature, you know. And she is total opposite of me, so I'm just very blessed, man. Very blessed. Man, Cool Water said, even if I stopped by Walmart to get some snacks, she would flip out. Nah. Nah, she's definitely been scarred, and that's not, nah, man, that's too much. That's too much. You shouldn't have to be paying for what the other person did, man. That's what she was doing to you, was making you pay for what they did, bro. That's not cool. Like, you can't do nothing without her thinking you do. No, man. Like, that's insane. You living in a prison, man. Like, you were living in a prison with that chick, bro. Like, she kept you in her prison, making sure you didn't do what the other people did to her, which is crazy to me when I found out. No, let me tell you something, man. Like, something I learned a long time ago. There's no need to be that controlling over anybody, man, because if somebody really want to do something, they're going to do it anyway. You can't stop people from doing what they really, really want to do. If somebody really want to step out on you, they're going to do it, bro. So there's no need to be that controlling. It's no point. If I want to do something, I am going to do it. I don't care what no one, like, not that. I'm just saying, like, if someone is that determined to cheat or to step out, they're going to do it. So to be all checking your phone and checking how long it took for you to get from point A to point B, and it's not gonna stop nothing if somebody really want to do it, man. So that's pointless. I learned that a long time ago. Ain't no need to be all up on nobody like that. That's why, like, when I dated, I didn't care. Like, I wasn't checking my woman like that, because I'm like, if she want to cheat, she gonna cheat anyway. When I was dating, I'm like, I'm not sweating her about where she's going, or because if she's of good moral character, she's not gonna be doing that stuff anyway. I don't gotta be up on her neck all day. I don't got time for that. I don't even, what? No. If she gonna do it, she gonna do it. If she not, she not. Same thing with a guy. Can't stop nobody from doing what they want to do, man. That's crazy. Can't even get no snacks from Walmart, but that's wild. That's crazy, man. Nico says, appreciative. Oh yeah, I got that part already. Zigzag says, I've been with my wife for 32 years and we have 3 beautiful children, only 49. Dang, you been with your wife for a hot minute, boy. You only 49? Man, teenagers, man. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on that. But let me reread your comment. You said, I've been with my wife for 32 years and we have 3 beautiful children. I'm only 49 years old, high school sweethearts, dating since I was 16. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Congratulations, man. That's something you don't hear of these days anymore. 32 years, man. That's what's up, man. Salute, man. Salute. That's a rare thing these days to last that long. TB says, I couldn't do it. I had a woman that would be mad because I was out grinding, getting money. I'm a welder, and she would be mad because I was working a lot. She literally would try to track me. See, man, some of these women, bro, there's no pleasing them. You know, they say they want a man who got money and who don't mind working hard, but when a man does that, then women, see, the thing about women, they're gonna have to pick their poison, bro. Women who say they want to spend a lot of time with their man, they don't want that, because a man who got all day to spend with his woman, unless he got millions already stacked aside, he ain't making a lot of money if he's spending time with his woman all day. Either you can give them a lot of time and not much money, or a lot of money and not that much time. It's hard to do both. Hard to do both, man. She should be glad you out there grinding, trying to get it, man. But instead, you're not spending enough time with me. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah, good on you for leaving that alone, though, TB. My goodness. Cool Water says, growing up, I feel you on that, Mike. My mom and dad used to say, we ain't hugged you one time since we brought you home from the hospital. Dang. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure though, cool water. I mean, that just wasn't the household I grew up in. So when it came to me and my wife getting together, and she was all like hugging and kissing all the time. I was like, sometimes I'd be like, yo, and she realized over time that I'm just not like that, and she's learned to like kind of scale back on it. Even though she is who she is, I love her for it, because like I said, she's naturally a very clingy person. She loves affection, and me, I just don't do all of that too much. But she's definitely grown to understand where I'm at, and she's given me more balance now. She knows when I'm like not really into it, or if I'm, if I welcome it, I'm like, yeah, come here, let me hug up on you and stuff like that. But like, yeah, she's definitely gotten better with it because she knows where I come from, my household, how I was raised and stuff like that. So as I've explained that to her, she's understood it. Antoine says, my ex was similar. She would get mad if I didn't text her back in 5 or 10 minutes. That's insanity. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. That's crazy work. Uh, kind of weirdo man. We get him up out of here. Crazy one. TB says, I can't be with a controlling woman if I'm getting money. Yeah, I'm gonna make time to the best of my ability, but if she's trying to sabotage my hustle, that's a problem. I can't allow a woman to stop me. Yeah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Because the minute that you freaking don't have enough money to support whatever she want to do in life, then she gonna dump you anyway. So put your money first, man. Always grind first, get your money. And a woman who is a woman who stand behind her man gonna understand that, man. Like you can have time when at times you can make time for her and stuff like that. But when you gotta go get the money, you gotta go get the money. Cause being around your woman all day ain't gonna pay the bills. It's not gonna freaking elevate your life in any way, bro. It's just gonna feel good for that moment, but you gotta get out here and get it, man. And like I said, a woman who fully supports you, she gonna understand that. And if they don't, they can kick rocks. I mean, men who have a lot of time typically don't have a lot of money. And a lot of times, men who have a lot of money don't have a lot of time. They gotta just pick whichever one they want more. It's hard to find a man with both money and a lot of time. Nico says, last question because I know you're about to lead a live. Did you go big for your first date with your wife, Big Mike, or did you just do something light to feel the vibe? Me, I like to go big, but that's always been my personality for real. No, I never went big on dates. Never. Never. I never went big on a first date. Because the first date to me is just a courtship. You just trying to get to know each other and see if y'all like each other enough to go on a second date and maybe go from there. But the first date to me don't even count. It's like that first dates never really counted much to me. Because like I said, you just feeling each other out to see if y'all vibe or whatever. And I never went big because I've been on first dates before that just didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, well, let's go ahead and call this a night because we both know that this ain't going nowhere. And I'm glad I didn't spend a lot of money. I wasn't gonna do that. With my wife now though, it was kind of weird when we first got together because when we first got together, it was COVID. It was COVID just had broke out. So when COVID was going on, I was overseas in Bahrain, by the way, when I met my wife. So COVID had just like broke out and it shut everything down. And I just met my wife in the mall. And then, like I said, about a week after that, they shut everything down in Bahrain. You couldn't go to restaurants, couldn't go to coffee shop, couldn't do nothing. So actually, me and my wife's first date was actually at my apartment. We had breakfast, and it was one of those things where we didn't do anything. It wasn't like that. I just talked to her enough on the phone where she was like, all right, I'm gonna trust you and come over to your place, and then she came over, I made breakfast, and we just hung out and talked all morning. And that was our actual first date, because like I said, they shut everything down. when COVID happened. And then we went out to like better dates later on. But that was the first date. But when it came to, before I met her, when I was actually just like dating, my go-to spot was Dave and Buster's. I took like every date I've been on pretty much was Dave and Buster's. That's where we going. And I don't care what you gotta say. If you don't like Dave and Buster's, you ain't for me. Like, get out of here. Cause Dave and Buster's, you can eat your wings, you can have a drink or two, and if you like this person enough, y'all can play some video games and shoot basketball or whatever, and then go from there. So it was a 3-in-1 place for me. You can eat, have some drinks, you can play games. If we don't get along, we're not getting past the food part, because I'm gonna get some wings, you can have some, and that's that. I didn't even order the chicks no food like that. I would just order like a big platter of wings. You can eat some of this, but I'm not getting you your own food until I find out if I like you or not. I'm telling you, that's how I was. Like, I didn't care. She was like, oh, can I get the, no, you ain't getting nothing. You getting what I get a big platter of wings. You can eat some of this, because I'm gonna eat this anyway. I'm not getting you, no, I didn't care. Maybe I was a bit of a jerk, but I didn't care. Because if I met a chick at the time and she was vibing and we was vibing, she would eat the wings, she'd be cool. And once I say, okay, she cool chick, I'll get you a drink or two, whatever. All right, cool. And then we can go from there and play some games, and then we end up vibing and we have a good time. But man, I was not about to order no chick, no freaking lobster and shrimp and steaks and all this stuff. And then after the first date, she'd be like, oh, by the way, we're not gonna make it to the second date. Man, miss me with that. I'm just saying, that's how it was. Love, peace, happiness says, I want his free time. Well, you can't have all of it, sweetie. If you want his free time, I mean, man, look, I say it's all about balance, man. Can't have it all. See, the thing about women who say that, and women, sometimes y'all be saying stuff, and y'all don't really know what y'all be saying, man. Y'all say this stuff, and then y'all don't really want that. Y'all say you want a man who spend all his time with you, but then when he does that, then you think he's weak, or you think he don't got nothing going on, and then you end up seeing some, like, bro, stop it, man. Stop it. He's a man. A man who give you all his free time is a sucker. All his free time? No, can't have that. You can have some of it, but not all of his free time. No, he got other things to do. He got to go out here and get his money. He got to go out here and do things that he likes to do apart from you. That's how he's going to keep his sanity. He cannot give you all his free time. You can't do that. And if you expect a man to give you all his free time, then you need to like stay single for a while. Or, yeah, that's just not going to happen. A man who got something going on in his life, he don't got all his free time to spend with you. That's just not how that works. Some of the time, yes. All of his time, no. Cool Water says, Mike, can a person be made to lust knowing that his heart is in the right place? Can he replace the lust with smarter thinking, or is he given to be turned over to his lust? Well, it depends, man. Like, if you really want that lust, if you really want that lust, if you really want to overcome that lust, then you got to call on the Lord, man. That's all I can tell you, bro. You got to call on the Lord, because, like I said, we are not strong enough to defeat lust on our own. We're not strong enough to defeat Satan on our own. We're not strong enough. We only flesh. We human. So you need to call on the Lord, man, and just pray. And I know it's hard. I get it, you know. And the thing is, if you really want deliverance from that, if you really want help with that, then, you know, pray and definitely talk to people who can definitely help you in that area. Because a lot of people struggle with that low key. A lot of people do. You know, find a community of people you can talk to about that type of stuff that can maybe give you advice on what they do. And like I said, pray about it, for real, man. Like, you can only defeat that with the power of God. You can't defeat it on your own. That's impossible. We're not strong enough. We think we are. We deceive ourselves by thinking that, but we're not strong enough to defeat lust now. We're not strong enough to defeat those demons. We're not strong enough. We need the power of Christ, bro. Cool Water says, I tell my lady now I need time to enjoy nature. I like sun, rain, snow. I like spring, summer, fall, winter. I love poetry, watching sports, drawing, watching movies. I like my free time. Exactly. You need to still be able to do the things you enjoy doing apart from your partner. You know, a partner who don't understand that ain't for you, man. If you cannot get away to do things you like to do, they're not for you. Not for you. And I used to couldn't stand that, man. A woman want to come into your life and she want to change everything about you. She see that you like to watch football. Why are you watching the game? No, let that man watch the game. Leave him alone. Leave that man alone. Like, don't bother him when he watching the game. If you knew when y'all was dating he liked football, let the man watch football. Stop complaining that he watched football too much. That's what he liked to do. Dang, football only comes on, what, a couple days a week? Let him watch his freaking football. Leave him alone. If he like to go fishing sometimes with his buddies on the weekend, let him go fishing. Let him do the things he been enjoying to do before he got with you. Now, granted, like I said, you're gonna have to compromise a little bit at times when you're in a relationship or marriage. You can't maybe do the things you used to do all the time. Sometimes you're gonna have to make time for your lady. It's balanced, man, but you cannot give her all your free time. It's gonna drive you nuts. Sebastian, yo, what's happening, man? Cool Water says, notice this too, Mike. A man with a lot of time, he has a lot of time to argue and fight with this woman. Exactly. Exactly. Say that again, bro. You right. You right about that. Sebastian says, what motivates you to never give up, man? Faith in God, Sebastian. Just faith in God, man. You know, I've been through things in my life. I've had episodes in my life. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, all of that. But I just don't have quit in me. I just don't. You know, I don't care what I go through in this life. I'm just never going to give up. Never, you know, because I don't know, man. It just comes from the Lord, bro. I'm not going to give up ever in my life, man. I don't care how down I get or what I've been through. If I wanted to give up, I would have gave up a long time ago. Trust me. But I just can't do it. I love life too much. I love, you know, my wife. I got people, my wife who depends on me. I love my life too much. You know, this life is precious, man. Like, you only get one. So my goal is just to make the best of it and do what I can with it while I'm here, because once God calls me home, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, there ain't gonna be no do-overs, there ain't gonna be no nothing. You know, so I owe it to the people who raised me. I owe it to God to give it all I have. Failures and everything. You know, good, bad, ugly. I'm not giving up. How to be a leader and motivate your people to do teamwork and job or life. Be the example, Sebastian. Short and sweet. Be the example. People watch your actions more than listen to your words. Be the example. If they see that you're doing and moving in a way that you're asking them to do, now they have to follow your example. They can't say that you're not doing it because you're already doing it. So be the example of what you want from other people. Cool Water says, Mike and Antoine, Mike dating days sounds like that old song, you can go your own way. Yeah. You can't, I didn't care. Like oh my goodness, man, I'm not gonna lie. I was I was a savage. I was just gonna put it like that. I was just when I dated, I was a savage. Like I just didn't care. You know, I cared, but I didn't care. Like if I go on a date with a chick back then, I wanted to be on a date with her. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to be on a date, but my thing was I set the temperature up in here. You're not gonna come up in here and tell me that this ain't good enough for you. You can go somewhere else. I don't care. You can go on dates. I don't care. You can go date somebody else. Like I seen this clip one time of this chick who got mad at a guy for taking her. I think he took her to I forgot the name of the restaurant. I think it was like Texas Roadhouse or something like that. I think so. I think it was I seen on Instagram. He took her to Texas Roadhouse and she got mad saying, "Well, I'm not no Texas Roadhouse type of chick. You know, you could have took me this place or that place." And he's like, "Yo, what you talking about? Like they serve good food here." She's like, "I don't want to eat here. I was looking at this thing like, bro, see, if that was me, I wouldn't even, so when she said that one time, I would have been like, all right, okay, you can go wherever you need to go then. I don't got time to sit here and argue with you. We're gonna go here and that's where we're going. You can leave. If this place ain't good enough for you, be gone because number one, I don't even know you like that to spend that kind of money on you. What have you done to deserve lobster and steak and freaking mimosas on the first date? Like, what are you talking about? Like, but you man, miss me with that, bro. We gonna eat these wings. I'm gonna eat these wings. You can have some, and then if I like you enough, you can have some drinks and we can play some games, and then we can set up a second date. And then you might get more the next time if I see that okay, she a cool chick. But the first date, hell no. We not doing that. First date, you can leave. I don't care. I did not care. Trust me. Antoine says Dave and Buster's sounds like a solid place to go. Facts. That was my go-to. Real talk. It was my go-to. Dave and Buster's. Wings, drinks, games. And how far we went depend on the chick. If I didn't like her at all, she didn't even get no wings. I just be like, yo, you can go. She was cool, but maybe we wasn't vibing like that. She can eat some wings, but I may get a drink just to be nice. Get her one drink to be nice, but now we ain't gonna play no games. But if she was real cool, we had a great time, we vibing. Oh yeah, I'll get you a couple drinks and you can play some games and vibe like that. And it was fun, man. We had fun up in there. Shoot, man, Dave and Buster's is a good spot. That was my go-to right there. I swear. That's where we going. Nico says, "Yeah, I was like that too when I was younger. I'm not paying till I rock with you. But as I got more money, I'm like, man, if I'm taking the time out of my day, I'm going to do what I like, and you can come with." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel that. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I looked at it. Like, I like wings, so I'm gonna be out here eating wings anyway. So whether you here or not, I'm gonna have my wings, right? If you cool, you can have some. Yeah, you can have some wings. I ain't gonna sit there and let you starve. I'm not gonna eat all that in front of you. But if you think you about to come up in here and order freaking, like I said, lobster and biscuits and all this stuff, nah, man, you got me messed up. We ain't doing that. You don't get that kind of treatment until we establish that, okay, we actually are dating, not just the courtship part, getting to know each other. Nah. Sebastian says dating has gone downhill in society. Oh, big time. This generation is screwed. I mean, I hate to say it, man, but it's just true. This generation is screwed. I mean, you guys who are in America, I strongly urge y'all to get y'all passports ready, man, because dating Western society is cooked. They cooked. They cooked. Ain't no other way to put it. They cooked. Western society is cooked. Get your passports ready, man, because I'm telling you that it's just only gonna get worse. These women have lost their freaking minds nowadays, and I feel sorry for you guys. We got to deal with this stuff. I really do. Not all women, not all women. I'm just saying, not all women are like that, but a lot of them have lost their minds. Cool Water says, if the man is always in a woman's face, they might as well be besties. For real though. Julian says, you seem like a smart guy. Can I ask a question? Yeah, sure. H1 says, my thing is that she's a picky eater, it's over. Oh yeah, yeah, I can't do no picky eaters. I couldn't do no picky eaters, man. I went out, when I was dating, I went out on this one date with a girl who was a vegetarian, and I was right then and there, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Vegetarian? Nah. Look, good for you, but that's just not gonna work for me because I'm never going to convert to vegetarian. So you can forget that. That's never gonna happen. And I can already see that you're not gonna want to eat meat. So how you gonna cook for me? That's how I be thinking. How you gonna cook for me if you don't even eat meat? No thanks. Yeah, but picky eaters too? Nah, man. Cool Water says, Mike, the realest thing you said in this live stream is porn is too accessible. It's one click and one button away, and you guys to have some discipline and install porn blockers if need be. Oh, absolutely, man. That's the thing. Like I said, the phones are a blessing in that they do so much nowadays. Like back in the days before smartphones came about, you had to get a device for everything. You had to get a GPS device for GPS purposes. You had to get a freaking CD player or a Walkman to listen to music back then. Nowadays, you got everything in this one device. You can listen. You can listen to music. You got GPS. You got freaking. You can access the internet. Go to Google, search things. You put your wallets. You got an Apple Wallet on your phone, where you can put your debit cards and credit cards and all and stuff on there. Like these phones are incredible. It's incredible what you can do. But at the same time, they can also be to your detriment, man. Like, these things in the wrong hands are very dangerous because there's so much access to the wrong things out there. You know, you can access all types of stuff that's no good for you, man, with these phones. And you got them on your person all day long. So anywhere you are, you can just pull up some freaking porn, and it's just a lot, man. So yeah, just be on guard with that, guys. It's like I said, if you need to put a porn blocker on your phone, put the blockers on there. When you in your bed late at night and you just scrolling on your phone, man, if you feel like it's a problem and you can't resist that temptation to watch that stuff, get it away from you. That's put an actual manual alarm clock in your room. Put that phone across the freaking room from you, or put it in another room or something like that. Until you feel like you built the habit, you made it a habit. You know, where you're not just scrolling all night. I mean, it's just little things like that you can do. I'm not saying that's the only solution, but it definitely helps. And definitely stay prayed up about it, man, for real. You ever ghost one after learning it's a waste of time during the date? Oh yeah, absolutely. 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, let me put it this way. I didn't just like ghost. I just called for the check. I saw that this wasn't going nowhere. I was like, yo, let me get the check, man. I'm out, bro. Like, we not doing that. And I was a gentleman. I was a gentleman about the whole thing. I was just like, hey, I was like, waiter. I said, let me get the check. She was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm out, man. Like, this is a waste of time. Like, you know, I mean, thanks for coming and all of that, but this ain't gonna work for me. I'm out. I said, and I was a gentleman about the whole thing. I paid the bill. I didn't make her pay her half and nothing like that. I didn't do that. I'm not that petty, but I paid the entire bill, and I was like, yeah, you take care, man. I'm out. Now that was that. It just wasn't, it was just like, oh my goodness, man. This chick, it was just so rude because, you know, I'm just sitting, I'll never forget that date, man. I was on a date with this chick one time, and one thing I do not tolerate when I was dating at the time, one thing I did not tolerate a woman being on her phone too much. We on a date, me and you be here, we talking, like, put your freaking phone away and pay attention to the person in front of you. Like, We're not doing all of that. I'm not gonna be on my phone like this while I'm on a date with somebody. That's just, to me, that's just rude. Put your phone away, you know? But I didn't say nothing. I'm just watching it. And she kept pulling out her phone. While she's talking to me, she's pulling out her phone, doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm just watching. I'm like, she can't put her phone down, right? So I'm sitting here watching it. And then her homegirl calls her while she's on the date. One of her homegirls call her. She answers the phone. I'm like thinking to myself, damn, she's really gonna answer that. So she answers the phone and she proceeds to talking so loud on the phone that other guests were looking at me like, because I guess they thought me, since we were on a date, I guess they thought we were like an item, like we were dating or we were girlfriend and boyfriend, which we weren't. And they all looking at me like, yo, like control your woman type of deal. And I'm just looking like, wow, like you embarrassed me like that. Like that's why I was like, nah, this ain't gonna happen. I had to get up out of there. And she really gonna have the nerve to ask me like, where you going? Like, are you serious right now? But yeah, man, that was wild. Antoine said she didn't even get no wings. That was hilarious. Like, hey man, if she was a jerk, no, she didn't get no wings. Like the only, yeah, if she was cool, yeah, I let her eat some of my wings. But if she was just coming up in there acting like she too good for it, or she just on some other program, nah, you ain't getting no wings, you ain't getting no drink and nothing. I'm gonna eat my wings right in front of you, or I'm gonna take the go and leave, man. I'm telling you, bro, I didn't care, man. Like, I didn't care. Cause it's like I just didn't waste my time like that, bro. Like my time is like if a chick was late on the date, I would leave. I see that's the thing, man. As a man, you gotta set the standard. Like I'm not saying be overbearing with it. I'm just saying that like you gotta understand that like what you allow early on is gonna set the temperature in your relationship, man. So and it's gonna let her think that she can just walk all over you. You don't want a woman to ever think she can just walk all over you. So like I had a chick one time when I was dating that, because my thing was, I get it. Sometimes I give people a little bit of grace when it came to like the time. If I say 7 o'clock, I mean 7 o'clock. Like I was very prompt and punctual when it came to time. But I get it. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? You might get caught in a little bit of traffic. I understand things happen. 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, I don't mind that. I'll excuse that. Once it gets to like over 15 minutes late, that's when I'm like, okay, this person don't respect my time. So one time this chick had the nerve to show up. I think I said like 7 o'clock. She showed up at like 7:30 something. And I was already gone. Like I've been gone. I was at, actually I went to another bar. I went to another place. And I'm walking to this bar and then she called me and was like, where you at? I'm like, what do you mean where I'm at? I left. Why'd you leave? I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? You over 30 minutes late asking me why did I leave? Man, if you gotta ask me something like that, you're not grown enough to understand what the heck you did. And that's no. Respect y'all time, man. Respect y'all time. I just didn't play like that. If I said 7 o'clock, I respect that time, and I expect the person I'm with to, because it says a lot to me when a woman is on time. Like my wife, she's very punctual. If I say 7 o'clock, she's gonna be there 7 o'clock. She's not showing up 15, 20, 30 minutes late. She respects my time. And she's done that while we were dating. If I said be here by a certain time, she was always there on time. That says a lot. Life outside the States is a whole different world. Oh yeah. You can watch movies on your phone, you can work legit side job apps from your phones, invest in stock, play music, all of that. Facts. Oh yeah. Phones are amazing, but like I said, um, if used incorrectly, they definitely can do a lot of damage too. When they stay on their phone, back in my time dating days, Mike, I always got that vibe that Shorty is talking to her ex-man, side man, or something like that. Facts. That can be a thing too. That could be a thing too. You don't know who that person talking to. And it's like, yeah, man, that was just my thing. Respect my time. I'm here. I'm giving you my undivided attention. I'm not on my phone. I expect you to do the same thing. If you got to pull out your phone every 2 minutes, that lets me know that like, I'm not your top priority. And so why would I want to be on a date with you? I'm out. Like, I'm not going to do that. Mike, I'm about to check out live. Thanks for discussion, combos, and wisdom share. Peace until the next time, Lord willing. Oh yeah, Cool Water. Thank you so much, bro. God bless you too, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much again for joining. Definitely appreciate you being here, and look forward to chatting and chopping it up with you again, Lord willing, for sure. H1 says, accountability is a must. We're all adults, regardless of gender. Exactly, exactly. There's no breaks on that. I don't care if she a woman. You know, they don't get no pass just because, oh, they're a female. No, you're an adult. Act like one. You know, and I used to like, you know, if a chick, like if I dated and a chick used to call me and was like, hey, I know I'm running late, but this is why I'm running late. And I'll excuse it, man. Like it just, I wasn't a jerk like that. Like, see, and that lets me know that she's acknowledging she's late and she's explaining why she's late and that she's still on the way. If it's a reason, like, yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, but you know, I had this to do or that to do real quick, and then, you know, but I'm on my way. I'll be there in a few minutes. Cool. But just to not, you know, basically explain nothing and just show up whenever she want to show up, nah, that's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. Mike, real quick thing I wanted to say. I was at church today and saw nothing but people on their phones. Oh my goodness, at church, just on their phone. That's crazy, man. Yeah, we don't do that. The only thing I pull out my phone for in church is because we got the Bible. My wife and I, we got the Bible apps on our phone. So if the pastor says, "Hey, look up the scripture," we all pull out our phone to do that. But like, I'm not on my phone checking social media and all that in church. That's crazy work. Cool Water says, why y'all here for? If y'all just wanted to scroll Facebook and IG in church or text someone who can wait. Yeah, yeah, that's just crazy. That's crazy work. How did you meet your lovely partner? How's it all pan out? Oh, I met my wife in Bahrain, H1. When I was stationed there, I met my wife in 2021. So yeah, when I was stationed there at the time, I met her at the mall. Kind of weird. I went to the mall to shop for a hat to go out that night, and I meet my wife. That's crazy, man. But yeah, we met back in 2021, almost 5 years ago, and yeah, met in 2021. Summer of 2022, we got married, and yeah, been together ever since. And that's my baby, man. That's my baby, man. Like, yeah, she's from and it's kind of crazy. You know, I'll tell y'all something even more interesting. When I met my wife, right, she told me that she prayed a prayer because at the time, because she's from the Philippines, she moved from the Philippines to go to Bahrain just to work, which is very brave of her because she didn't take no family, nothing out there with her. She just went on her own to work abroad, right? So when I first saw her, I'm thinking to myself, she got to be married or something like that, but she wasn't. She was totally single. And she told me that she told me later on after we done got together, she said, you know what, I prayed. She said, I prayed that God would send somebody to me who would meet me like in person. She didn't want to do no dating sites, nothing like that. She wanted the old fashioned, because me, you know, that's how I used to like, when I was single, that's how I like to meet women. I didn't like dating sites and stuff like that. I mean, I've been there, done that, of course, but I like the old fashioned way. I like to walk up on a woman old fashioned way, man. And just put yourself out there, man. See what's up with her, like on the spot. Go to her face and talk to her. I just like the approach better. And she prayed, my wife told me later, she prayed that God would send her a man that would talk to her in person and not, try to get to know her online and stuff like that. And so when I approached her, she felt like that was her answered prayer. And one thing I like about meeting someone in person is that you get to see what you're working with right there, and you get an instant close up view of what you're working with. Like, ain't no dating sites used to make me nervous, man, because like it's so much anxiety with dating sites, bro. You might click online and then you meet them in person. You be like, man, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be, or they don't look how they don't look how I thought they was gonna look, or they might think the same thing about you. You know what I mean? They might think that this is not what I expected, and then y'all just kind of sitting there awkward in front of each other's face for the rest of the date, if it even makes it that far. So nah, I think the organic way is the best way. Like, don't let these people tell y'all that approaching a woman is whack and all this stuff. Those people are lame as hell. If you see a woman you like, bro, and you single, and just go after it, man. She either gonna say yes or no. If you're respectful to women and you're not a creep about it, if you're just being respectful, just letting her know you're interested in her, most women out here are not gonna be rude to you. They'll be nice, even if they got a boyfriend. They'll be polite and tell you that, I'm sorry, but I'm seeing someone, whatever, and they'll let you know that, and you can just go on about your business. But don't be afraid to approach no women, man. You know, I know it can be a little nerve-wracking if you're not experienced with doing that, but you gotta take your lumps. You get better at it the more you do it. And I'm not saying just go out there talk. I'm not saying just go out there and talk to every woman you see, but the more you practice just talking to women, it don't even got to be about you trying to like get with them. Just talk to them, just socialize. And the more you do that, you will be more comfortable talking to women, because they're only human beings, bro. It's not that deep. I mean, dudes be getting so nervous talking to chicks, bro. It's like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, it's they can smell that on you, man. Women can smell when you don't have any confidence or you scary. They can smell that a mile away. And the more you talk to them, the more comfortable you will be talking to women. Like I said, I've been around women, like when I was single, of course. I used to be around women just talking to them, and that's how I got better at talking to women. I wouldn't even try to holler at them. I would just socialize, talk about whatever's going on around y'all. Be like, hey, this is a cool little party, huh? Or you at an event, talk about the event, just socialize, talk to them, be normal. And don't even try to talk. And sometimes they'll come and they'll put themselves right back in front of your face. It's crazy how that works. When a woman senses that you're not thirsty, that triggers something in her head, man. Sometimes they'll just be like, that was an interesting conversation, or he was interesting. Wonder what's up with him. He even tried to holler at me. Let me go back over here and see what's up. And next thing you know, she back in your face. Hey, what's up again? It's me again. And then y'all just start chopping it up. Next thing you know, y'all going out on a date. So I say all of that to say, just get it. Just go after it, man. Like something is really, like something is really wrong with American women or something. Yeah, yeah. I'm serious, man. American women have lost their mind. Like not all American women. I don't want the all police coming for me, but a lot of these women out here in America have lost their way, man. I'm serious. Social media has influenced these women way too much with the provocative dressing and just the lack of modesty and the lack of respect for the man, and it's just gone rampant. Yeah, you know, these women out here who don't have solid male role models or come from a strong father figure, a lot of them can be influenced by this stuff because they haven't been steered in the right direction by a father or a loving household. So they just looking for direction from somewhere, and they unfortunately getting it from these women online that's spewing out this stupid stuff. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate, sad, man, it really is. Crazy how God works. If you would have never been stationed in Bahrain, y'all would have never met. That's dope as hell. I love when you tell the story. It's so cool. Yeah, for real, man. For real. I, if she never signed up to work over there, I would have never met her. If I never had been stationed there, I never would have met her. If I never went to the mall, and the thing about it, Nico, when I went to the mall looking for a hat, I didn't even get a hat. I didn't even find what I was looking for. I just ended up meeting her and I left to go back home because I was looking for a special kind of hat and I couldn't find it. But the same day, I ended up meeting her. And it's like, I didn't even plan on going to the mall that day at all. It was kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing. Let me just go to the mall and see if I can get something to go out, to go out in tonight, and end up meeting my wife. When you're not looking is when you find something, man. Just like anything else, when you lose a set of keys and you're looking for it, earnestly trying to find it, you don't find it. But you're not even caring if you find your keys or not. Then next thing you know, they pop up out of nowhere. That's how that works. Cool Water says these dating sites is scary. Yeah, man. I mean, you don't know who you're meeting. You don't know if you're getting catfished. You don't know what these people got going on in their real life. They can say anything online, but you don't know what these people got going on. Y'all want to know a crazy story I heard some time ago, man? It was a wild story. I think it was on the news, if I'm not mistaken, right? So one time this girl, no, let me see. It was a story online about, on the news, sorry. It was on the news about this girl who met this guy online. I think it was Tinder or something like that. They met online and the guy ended up going on a date with her. He's on a date with this chick. Little did he know, this chick had a crazy ex-stalker boyfriend. A crazy stalker ex-boyfriend. This crazy ex-boyfriend had followed her to where they was going on a date. He shows up in a jealous rage. He shoots the guy she's on a date with and kills him. This guy had no idea what she had going on. Had no idea that she had a crazy ex-stalker boyfriend. And he lost his life over that. Crazy work. That's why dating apps is so, you gotta be careful on those things, man. You gotta be real careful on those things. H1 says 100% it has to be organic. Absolutely. Cool Water said, Mike, real spell rejection hurts. It's part of life, but man, it does feel good. It doesn't feel good. Oh yeah, for sure. It doesn't feel good, but don't take it personal. Don't take rejection personal. I mean, those people don't know you. You don't know what they got going on. And sometimes rejection is for your own good, man. It could be God's protection. Rejection, yeah, it sucks, but it's a part of life, man. Like you said. Don't take it personal. TB says, Big Mike, I'm not sure if you spoke on this, but in your opinion, do you think it's bad when a woman is super clingy to her family? A little. If it's clingy to the point where it's overshadowing her relationship with you, then yeah. If she just so clingy to her family where it's like it's causing a rift in y'all's relationship, then yeah. There's nothing wrong being attached to your family, but it is a such thing as too much. Jose said, Mike, my friend Charles and I gave this guy some unsolicited advice. We told him that he needed to be happy within himself before being happy with someone, since he told us he is lonely and can't get a girl. Big facts. You got to be happy with yourself first before you can be happy with anybody else. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to know what to do with anybody else. Trust me. So that was damn good advice, Jose. Really good advice. That was God's timing, how you met your wife. Big facts. Cool Water says, my grandma used to tell me, she used to say, boy, if she got her clothes off all the time, she is every man's woman. She for the streets. Her body is for her man, not the whole world. Your grandma gave you the game, bro. Your grandma gave you the game. Your grandma gave you the game, bro. That's what's up. Your grandma was dead on with that. If she got her clothes off all the time, it's not your girl, it's just your turn. That's a big fact, bro. And that's the thing about these young women nowadays, man, is that nothing's sacred anymore. You can't even get excited about seeing a woman. Let's be real here. We all adults in this conversation, I'm sure, right? One of the most exciting things when you first get with a woman sexually, especially, you know what I'm saying, whatever, is the anticipation of wanting to know what she looks like underneath her clothing. That's one of the most exciting feelings a man can have, is that first time you get to experience what that woman looks like without her clothes. When you get to that level, right? When you've seen it already, because she posts 500 pictures on social media of which her body looks like, you can't even get excited no more. It takes away the excitement, the anticipation, because she done showed everybody already. And no man wants a woman, like your grandma said, who showed her body off to the world, man. I mean, dang, it's no anticipation no more. Man, I was about to tell y'all something crazy just now. I was about to tell y'all something real crazy, but I think I should chill on that one. I'm gonna chill on that one. But yeah, man, nothing's sacred no more, nothing's secret. It's just people want to put their whole self out there, and yeah, they don't leave anything to the imagination no more. It's crazy, man. I don't even like the term Instagram model. Instagram model is just another term for broke wannabe. That's all that is. Instagram model is just a broke wannabe. Antoine says, if that body is all on display, there's no anticipation, no curiosity, booty be all on display. Exactly. You can't even get excited for a chick you done seen online already. She got nothing but half naked photos or damn near naked photos on Instagram. You don't know what she looked like already. Ain't no, okay. Only thing you haven't seen is her nipples. But you done seen the whole cleavage. You done seen everything else. You done seen the freaking camel toe. You done seen the crack. You done seen all of that. Like, it's nothing to get excited about no more. Okay, I was about to say something crazy, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go that crazy, but I will say this much. We came up from a time where, when I was growing up, young women were a little bit more modest than they are now. They wasn't showing off what they're showing off now. So whenever you would see a girl for the first time without the clothes, you would get really excited. You'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would get so excited because you didn't know she had it like that. You'd be like, dang, I didn't know she had it like that. You know what I'm saying? It just got you even more excited because you knew she might have had a nice body with her clothes. You could tell, but you didn't know she had it like that. That's what really aroused you even more, when you didn't even know she had it like that. But then when she took her clothes, you'd be like, dang. But when it's like, you seen everything, you just can't, bro. It's not the same. It's whack. It's whack, bro. It's just whack. I don't want no woman that showed off her body to the whole freaking world. Got all these dudes thirsting over her in the comment section, saying this, saying that. Nah, man, that's crazy. Cool Water says, hey, hey mom, what do you do? She answers, I'm an IG model. Me, next. Big facts. Big facts. She gotta go, man. Get her up out of there. But you guys, yo, I had such a great time talking to y'all tonight, chopping it up. a wonderful time talking to y'all. Like, it didn't even feel like I was on here this long. I had such a great time. Cool Water says, Mike, blame Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Lotto, Ice Spice, and all these half-naked stripper rappers talking about what they cooch and booty do. Man, yeah, that's lame. That's very lame. Antoine says, you can guess their measurements with pinpoint accuracy before the clothes come off. Exactly, man. Like, bro, ain't nobody... I'm telling you, man. Get y'all passports ready. Because the way the things are going in this country, the Western culture, y'all, I mean, they cooked. Like I said, Western society is cooked. Either go to the country somewhere and meet you some chick that's not in the midst of all this city stuff going on or whatever. I don't know. Like, but yeah, Western society is cooked, bro. Cooked. It's over, man. These women, a lot of these women are past the point of no return because it's just become too commonplace now. It's just too far gone. And a lot of these women now are able to monetize what they're doing. Not only are they getting the attention, they're getting paid for this. They're getting paid to post themselves out there like that. So it's just, yeah, it's too far gone. Big Mike, do you have any kids? Me and my wife are working on it, but no, we don't have any kids right now. We're working on it though. Hopefully, God blesses us with one. Nico says, yeah, man, the chat was phenomenal tonight, Big Mike. Get some rest, man. Have a good night, and you and the family. Hey, glad you enjoyed it, bro. For real, for real. So happy you enjoyed it. Glad you all had a good time. I had a great time talking to y'all tonight. Like I said, it didn't even feel like I was on here that long. That's how much fun I was having. Great conversation, wonderful comments. You know what I'm saying? Good job on getting those clowns up out of here that came through talking crazy. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are on point with that. Yeah, man, but you guys have a blessed week. Stay prayed up. Be safe out there in them streets, man. You know, freaking, yo, DJ Cuddy, see me in the streets, bro. You want to get tough? You want to talk crazy? Say that to my face. But anyway, Big Mike, I love your channel, man. You are real cool. You're a real ass dude. Keep up the work. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, get him up out of here talking crazy. No, don't time him out. Get it. You gotta go. But that's right. If he come through again talking crazy next time, we'll get him up out of here. But I don't let these people get me off my center, man. Oh boy, sometimes I'd be wishing that one of these clowns would say that to me in my face. I wish sometimes it would, man, but whatever. I don't like violence. But man, some of these people, boy, they don't watch this stuff. They got it coming. Cool Water says, Mike, you leaving the live up or deleting it? No, I'm leaving it up, bro. I'm not going to delete this. It's going to definitely stay up. Jose says, good night, Mike. Hey, good night to you too, Jose, man. Hit me up on my email sometimes too, bro. All right? You guys who may want to email me sometime and chop it up offline, you can hit me up at askbigmike.rttv83@gmail.com. askbigmike.rttv83@gmail.com. And if you all want to chop it up, man, offline, you just want to chop it up, whatever, and via email, you got some questions, concerns, whatever the case is, hit me up there, man. We can definitely chop it up. But yeah, man, until next time, you guys be blessed. Take care. I love you guys, man. Y'all be blessed. Be safe out there. Until next time, man. Big Mike checking out. Big Mike, stay solid. If someone beat you over YouTube, oh yeah, big facts. But I love y'all, man. Y'all take it easy, all right? Peace.